From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Ready to go.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello.
Hey, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, doing good.
Okay, so I wanted to call because of your text. Now, if you would rather, I can bleep your name. That's no problem. I can also bleep the name of the person that you are talking about. That's no problem. Just to protect everybody's privacy, okay?
I would like you to bleep the person I'm talking about, please, because I want to go back there. I don't know if she
okay.
listens to the show.
No problem. Okay, what's your name then?
Meg.
Okay, here's the text Meg sent.
Thank you.
Roz's former flame was my masseuse last week. So let's just say I can confirm that everyone was thirsty for Roz back in his hometown of Acton.
Excuse me. Who is my former flame?
You can bleep this for sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You don't even remember?
Yeah.
So she said, as it goes, she said, so she's from Acton. So of course I asked her, oh, did you know Roz Weston?
Yeah.
She says, yeah, I remember when he moved to town and everyone was after him. And her and her friend decided to share you.
Okay, now hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Do you remember her now?
Yeah. It's slowly coming back. It's slowly
No,
coming
just deny it, bro. Your
back.
family listens.
I Okay, it was the 80s, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else?
No, that's it.
Okay, good.
I just needed to share.
So just that.
listen to the
Everybody did,
show and I-
apparently.
Was the massage good at least?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's the best.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You pick them well, Roz.
yeah. No, but I'll tell you what. Okay, can I just say this?
Yes.
Okay, which is and this is where I had difficulty relating to people when I moved out of that small town. Which is, even now, if I tell people that I meet that did not grow up in a small town, that my brother and I have had the same girlfriend, not at the same time, but my brother and I have dated the same girl 3 times.
Yeah.
Right? And people are horrified over that bro code and all of this other stuff. But when you grow up in a small town, you have to abandon those thoughts immediately because the pool of people that you're playing in is very small. And so your girlfriend in grade 9 is going to be your best friend's girlfriend in grade 10, and she's probably going to marry his brother after high school's over. And everybody just has to be cool with it, right? So
It's just the way of life.
Yeah. So some may say sharing.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, everyone's sharing up in Acton is what you're saying.
Some may say sharing. I just look at it as everybody was just cool.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you texted us today.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
All right.
Have a good
Have a
day.
good one, guys.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I want to play something for you. You know how everyone's all about the Olivia Rodrigo driver's license song?
Yes, sir.
And people have their own versions. They've done serious versions. They've done parodies. But everyone's got their own way of singing driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this video that's going around right now. These 4 young girls who are singing the song. But they're singing it terribly. And I feel like it's not them being serious. This is them joking.
Okay.
For how bad their rendition of driver's license by Olivia Rodrigo is. And they put this up on TikTok.
Gonna drive through the license last week. It's like we always talked about. You were so excited for me to finally drive out to your house. But today I drove through the service crying because you weren't around.
Like, it's not real, right?
No.
They're doing this on purpose, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Come
probably
on.
will that blonde girl that always made me down. Just so much older than me, just everything I'm insecure about. Yet today I took through December. I could have loved someone else.
Well, I will say this, they're committed.
Yeah, completely. Listen.
And I know we were perfect, but I never felt this way.
Right? That's not real. There's no way.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I put the wrong socks on this morning again.
How do you put the wrong socks on?
I don't know, not the wrong feet. Although I found a pair of socks in my closet the other day that have an R and an L on them.
Yeah.
Wait, but I was joking. I don't think there is a right and a left for socks.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are.
They made them like that.
Yeah.
No, but they don't curve.
No,
I
no, no.
have Under Armour socks that have left and right. I
Yeah.
have Nike socks that have left and right. And I believe Adidas socks. that
And
have
it's the
left
way
and
that the
right.
toe is, right?
Yeah.
Like the toe slants down to accommodate, so you don't have all that extra.
Well, your fancy ones do, not normal socks.
No, I'm saying my left and right socks do. They have, so it doesn't give you that excess little bit of fabric, I guess,
Yeah.
on where the baby toes are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have those too?
I do.
Interesting. Do you care? Like, do you actually try and match it up?
Try. Of course I do.
Yeah, you do. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just saying. All right. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not going to mess with the process.
You know what I don't like?
Okay,
Is
here we
I
go.
get
the weak socks?
I got a couple pairs of socks where I think that the seam around the toes that's supposed to go on the inside is a little too aggressive. I don't like that, and then I have to wind up wearing them inside out. I have
Because they get under your nail and stuff?
no,
Or
it
they
just
rub
rubs,
against? Oh.
right? It rubs where the it's an aggressive seam at the tops of the toes where I guess the sock is sewn together, and so I have like a half dozen pair of socks that I can only wear inside out.
Or you can just get rid of them and buy new socks.
Don't tell me what to do, man.
Well, I'm just saying. Also, aren't you the same person that says that you have a drawer full of socks that you've never worn? They're all brand new?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I do.
Aren't you the same person that most of the year doesn't wear socks?
Correct, Mundo. That is also right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Listen, man. It's minus 100 out right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with the. Didn't you say you used to never wear socks? Okay, it's freezing cold out. All
Hey, I'm
right.
just
I know,
quoting
but you also have a drawer
I
full
know.
of socks that have never been worn.
I know,
that
but
you can choose.
I know, but you know what it's like. You get dressed in the middle of the night for work, and I don't turn the light on because Catherine wakes up. It used to be great because when light bulbs burn out in the room,
Mm-hmm.
I don't replace them. Right?
At all?
At all.
Why?
Because I like to get down to one, and then that way, when there's only one, I can turn the lights on in the bedroom in the morning and get dressed to a little bit of light and not wake Catherine up.
Why don't you just take
Two
your-
wakes her up.
Oh.
One doesn't. We had one light bulb
Uh-huh.
in the bedroom, I'm going to say for about 6 months. And I loved every minute
You
of
just
it.
waited it out.
I waited it out. Yeah, and then one day she was down there changing all the light bulbs.
Oh.
And I was like,
You're
I don't
like-
think those ones fit. Don't do that. It's not good.
You should just do what I do.
Which is what?
So you don't wake her up
Yeah,
in the morning when you're getting ready.
right.
You just take your clothes out that you're going to wear the next day, put them in the bathroom.
You're a much better husband than I am.
That's what I have to. Well, Matthew puts my clothes there.
Wow, he's a much better husband than you are.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Podcast.
TV's getting crazy, man.
Why, what's up?
God. So there's a new show on HBO Max coming out called Generation. And it's created by a 19-year-old actor named Zelda Barnes and her father, and it's exec produced by Lena Dunham. And it's supposed to, they quote it as being an ultra-realistic look at high school life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who wants that?
Yeah.
Right? Give me glossy. I want kids dancing in the cafeteria. I don't want to see.
You want High School Musical?
Thank you. Right? I know.
High School Musical, the series.
Thank you. That's exactly what I want. But I guess what happened is that they were shooting a scene in biology class, and the production used actual dead cats and gave them to the actors to dissect.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So there
Wait,
was
do they do that in high school?
So there was a yeah.
They
you
don't do that.
Yeah, you dissect things in high school.
Cats,
you
though?
didn't dissect anything in high school,
I
like a
remember-
frog.
Yeah, a frog.
or a
but-
brain. You didn't do the brain.
Nah.
Really? You didn't do like the calf brain or the sheep brain?
No.
I kept my sheep brain and I put it in a. I thought it would be like.
That would grow into a sheep?
Anyway, people.
Wait, stop.
People quit the show because they
Hold
made
on.
them.
You kept the brain?
Yes.
What'd you do? You put it in a jar?
Okay, so
Did you think it was going to grow into an actual?
No.
Okay.
What, grow into a person or like a
Into a sheep?
No, no.
You're harvesting?
No, I thought. Oh, this is going to be so terrible.
What?
I thought it would be cool if I asked my teacher if I could take my brain home. And okay, and you're just supposed to throw them in the garbage at that point.
Okay.
And I asked the teacher if I could take the brain home, and he was like, "Okay." And so whatever, they don't care. They let you take the brain home. It would never happen today.
Yeah.
And so I put the brain in a T-shirt that was in my gym shirt that was in my bag, and I wrapped it up. Right.
You didn't no container?
What's that?
You didn't keep it in the container?
No, because they wouldn't let me bring the container home. I could bring
cheap-ass school.
Okay, yeah, I could. Okay, I could bring the brain home, but I couldn't take the container home. So when I got home, I was looking for all over the house for a container that would fit the brain.
Okay.
And so I'm going through all my mom's Tupperware, and I have the brain in my hand, and I'm measuring the hole in the top of everything to see if the brain
That's rubbing up on his side.
Yeah, to see if the brain would fit.
That's so gross.
Okay.
Did you wash all the other Tupperware?
And,
You just put it back?
and then I found one, and then I realized my mother would kill me if I used her Tupperware, and she found out that I used it for a brain. So I had to find something else. And the only thing that the only thing that had a big enough hole to fit the brain was my brother's peanut butter jar in the shape of a little bear. Do you remember those jars? It was peanut butter, but it was a glass jar in the shape of a little bear. And there was still peanut butter in it. So I scraped all the peanut butter out, okay, put that in a Tupperware, then washed out this jar. And I didn't have formaldehyde, so I filled it with water, and then I put the brain in. And okay, and and I kept it in my room. And so it was on just like my stereo speaker in my room. And I thought, it was super cool, but I also thought that chicks were really going to love it. Right?
A brain inside of a bear peanut butter jar?
Bro, I was so wrong. Okay. I couldn't have been more wrong.
You didn't score?
No, women are not turned on by brains in peanut butter jars displayed in young men's rooms. It's sort of creepy, as I found out.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Did you watch Framing Britney Spears?
No, not yet.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you watched it?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
thoughts?
It's seeing everything in one place is so alarming, and looking at what Britney went through in the early 2000s, sort of through the lens of 2020, and what we all now finally know to be acceptable behavior when dealing with somebody who's going through some sort of mental trauma, is so, it's appalling, and you feel gross because you remember seeing and hearing all of these things happen at the time, and nobody did anything about it, and most people contributed to it.
Yeah.
And this was started on the Free Britney movement, and then they go through in this documentary, the New York Times documentary, and they put together all the times that Britney was forced to answer to things that nobody should ever have to answer to. And she did it all with, like, every single time she was put in one of these positions, like, she just did it with such, grace and humor, and just made the best of it. But you just watch the world and the media, and, like, I don't mean, Perez Hilton. I mean, like, Diane Sawyer just chip away at her in a way that would just never be tolerated today. So here's a quick montage of the Britney interview with Diane Sawyer. This was right after the governor's wife of Maryland said that if she had the opportunity to shoot Britney Spears, I would, based on her thinking that Britney was a bad example for children.
Do you like your voice? What happened to your clothes? Or what's this about? No kidding. What is it about? Is it about shocking people? Have you ever gone further than you wish you had? I have to ask about Justin. He has gone on television and pretty much said you did something that caused him so much pain. What did you do? You said, I've only slept with one person in my whole life, 2 years into my relationship with Justin. And yet he's left the impression that you weren't faithful. If you were talking to your little sister now, and the girl who said that she was going to stay a virgin till she got married, Do you still think there's something to be said for that? It's one thing not to want to be the role model anymore. It's another thing not to know that a lot of young girls are looking at this.
But am I responsible for them?
Okay, so that was a tiny bit of the horrific Diane Sawyer interview. And here's a clip of the Matt Lauer interview.
It's not like, did Britney record a bad song?
Mm-hmm.
Is Britney wearing a bad outfit? Is Britney in a bad marriage?
Yeah.
Is Britney a bad mom?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's America for you.
yeah, but as a mother, that has to hit pretty close to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes you really strong.
Make you weep?
Oh, I've wept. Yeah. I've definitely wept just with the world, you know, how judgmental they are. You know what? I know I'm a good mom.
Oh, boy.
So then they cut to a clip of Family Feud from back in the day.
Mhm.
And Family Feud, and this looks like parody of how appalling this is. And I didn't even remember seeing this.
I don't remember her being on Family Feud.
She wasn't on Family Feud. It was just two regular families on Family Feud.
Yeah.
But the category was name something Britney Spears lost this year. And the answers were her hair, her dignity, her mind, her marriage, her weight, her fans, and her children.
Oh, my God.
That was on Family Feud.
I don't even remember that.
Right? Family Feud. And then they show a clip of Britney at 17, and I don't know who the reporter is. It was on an international press tour because it wasn't in America. But Britney's sitting down with this grown man who's like balding and gross, and Britney is just so little and young and dealing with all the weight of everything that she has to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the question that this guy, grown-ass man, asked to a 17-year-old.
Everyone's talking about it.
What?
Well, your breasts.
Oh, my God.
My breasts.
You seem to get furious when a talk show host comes up with this subject. Okay, in general, what do you think about breast implants? Just in general.
Well, I think if that's what you want to do and that would make you happy, then I see nothing wrong with it. But I haven't done that. But I think it's sad that people, think I've done that because that makes them want to go out. And, some of the fans that look up to me, they either think bad of me or they may want to go out and do that. But that's not my fault because the press started that. But
exactly.
If you want to do that, that's fine. But I personally wouldn't do that.
Oh, my God.
So listen to her. She's
bro.
a child. Listen to how she has to handle that question.
Yeah,
You know what I
from
mean?
a grown-ass man.
Yeah. So anyway, watch this. Justin Timberlake comes off terribly in this, by the way.
Does he really?
Of course he does, because he put a target on her.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows what happened in that relationship. And then he got first crack at the spin because everybody thought Britney was just nuts. And then so he got first crack at the spin, and then he made the Crimea River video with the Britney Spears lookalike and turned everybody against her.
Yeah.
He comes off horribly.
How many episodes?
It's just one. It was
just
one.
one.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing after that. I'm not 100% sure. But it was just one. You can
Because
watch it anywhere. You
see-
can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it anywhere.
'Cause
Yeah.
I see everywhere, periodically, I guess when people start watching it, periodically throughout the day, you see Free Britney.
You do.
A handful of tweets, all back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
right?
and then they go into deep. It's mainly about the conservatorship and the hold that her father has over her.
Yeah.
But the Free Britney movement, it's been on the fringe for a real long time. But when this documentary came out in like the past 48 hours, people who have jumped on board, Casey Musgraves, Bette Midler, Amber Tamlin, Andy Cohen, Sarah Jessica Parker, like everybody is now jumping on and realizing, because when you see it all in one place and what she went through, it's appalling.
Like all this stuff, I honestly don't remember.
It is. Watch this. It is. Because
I remember things
because here's the
happening
thing,
and things being talked
you
about.
don't remember it because it was just so goddamn normal that it didn't last. That's the
true.
reason, and that's the sad part of all of this.
Yeah.
Is that you don't remember it because it was just normalized. And that's the really horrific part of everything. But watch it. It's called Framing Britney Spears. It's the New York Times documentary. I think it's on Hulu in the States, but I just watched it on YouTube for
Did
free.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I want to play this rap track and get your opinion on this guy's flow.
Okay.
So He is a U.S. ambassador to Vietnam. His name is Daniel Crittenbrink. And he loves living in Vietnam. And he did a song to commemorate and wish everybody a happy Lunar New Year. And put this together. And now don't judge it on his accuracy of life in Vietnam and pronunciation of words. I need you as somebody who is deep into the rap game to just analyze his flow for me.
Okay.
Okay?
Time for introductions are at hand. Hi, my name is Dan. I'm from Nebraska. I'm not a big city boy. Then 3 years ago, I moved to Hanoi. Check the calendar, Ted is coming soon. Kanta and Da Nang are in the mood. Suan, oi, suan dave. Clean the house now, friends are on the way. Grab the Hua Mai and Hua Dao.
Okay.
Get ready to party from Ha Giang to Cam Mau. Ted in Vietnam is the tops. I love the hot spots and hot pots.
Good try and everything. You know what it reminds me of?
What? Cappuccinos. Bring Lisi.
Like in school, like when your teacher wants to be like relatable to all the kids and make learning cool and will turn like a lesson into a rap song.
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of.
To yours, from my shores to your shores, our friendship
This very much reminds me.
From now to forever.
It's like an SNL skit.
No, it's not, because there would be so much. It reminds me more of what I immediately thought of as far as somebody just doing their best and giving it their all, but just does not have the skills to actually pull it off, but they don't care, is very much like the back to school commercial at that mall. Remember that one?
Oh my God.
Remember that? So it was, I don't know what mall that was. You used to play it all the time.
Hold on,
It
I
was,
have it here.
Denim, haircut, backpacks, come get your backpack. Boots and pants and boots and pants. New shoes.
Get yourself an outfit.
You off beat, girl.
Boots and pants and boots and pants. Haircut. New shoes. So get yourself back to school with these tips.
I don't know. That one's pretty bad
Hold
when you
on.
compare it to this.
Hold on, no, same level.
Introductions are at hand. Hi, my name is Dan. I'm from Nebraska. I'm not a big city.
Come on. Samesies, right? Samesies.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You know when you say something that you just like the words come out of your mouth and you just wish you could just like reach out and grab them and put them back in?
Immediately? Yeah,
Right?
sure.
And that happens a lot on this show. I do it all the time. When you just talk and talk and talk, you say stuff that you didn't mean to say. You combine words that really shouldn't be combined. And then as they're coming out of your mouth, you just wish you could take them back. But it's just not the way the world works.
So what happened?
So I'm watching the Canucks-Leafs game last night. And when you're like analyzing sports, you're always trying to come up with new ways of saying the same thing. It's very difficult. And I have a lot of like respect for the guys that do it because you can't just say the same thing all the time. And I'm watching the game last night, and the Leafs are just pounding on the Canucks defense. And Ray Ferraro on TSN, okay, is trying to explain what the problem is, which is, of course, the Canucks defense. But this is the words that he strung together.
The Leafs had the 3-1 lead. They gave up that quick one just 23 seconds after Matthews' goal to Bo Horvat. But after Jason Spezza scored on that nifty three-way passing play, the Leafs seem in a pretty comfortable spot here. The Canucks really get into this spot where they're trying to generate chances, yet they start to get leaky in the backside, and all of a sudden they're giving up way more chance after chance plays. It's a tough way to play to chase games, and they're going to have to do it again.
But they start to get leaky in the backside.
Yeah, and in that moment, you knew he messed up.
You're like, oh God, no, I didn't just. Please tell me I didn't just.
Oh no.
Where they're trying to generate chances, yet they start to get leaky in the backside. And
oh God, come on, bro. Not.
Yet they start to get leaky in the backside.
Yeah, that's.
It's like Olestra. Do you remember Olestra when that was a thing? You don't remember Olestra?
No.
So, okay, so years ago, potato chips became the devil. Potato chips are still the devil.
So delicious, though.
Nobody should ever eat potato chips. However, they are delicious, and everybody should eat potato chips. But the whole thing when fat was, there was a war on fat, right? And then trans fats and saturated fats and everything else. And then it was discovered that they could do an alternative to the fat in chips. And it was this combined concoction called Olestra. And then they came out with Wow chips, and Wow chips contained Olestra, so they were supposedly better for you. But the list of side effects, after people started complaining that they then had to put a warning on all products that contained Olestra, was anal leakage.
No.
Okay? Because it was the way that it was just run right through your body, right? So they substituted the fat by putting in Olestra, but Olestra would literally, you would eat it. You would digest the chips, but you couldn't digest the Olestra, and then the Olestra would just run right through.
It would just leak out your butt.
It would just leak right out your butt.
It can start to get leaky in the backside.
Yes.
That's so gross.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, Roz. Lisa has a question for the Roz and Mocha Show. Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, so last week I had a night terror.
Oh,
and
no.
I know you have them as well. And I was so scared to go back to sleep the next night.
Oh, really?
Do you get that as well? Like, how do you recover from them?
Okay, so because I get night terrors. When you get night terrors, Lisa, do you talk in your sleep? Do you scream? Do you scream yourself awake?
I was screaming.
Really?
Yeah, I screamed myself awake, and then my dog was actually pouring at my face because he was so scared.
Oh,
Like, what's going on?
Okay, so
Yeah,
what was your dream?
horrible.
Can you remember?
Okay, it was a demon, like a hooded demon, like kind of, you would think it would look like a nun. I know there was a whole movie about that. And it was picking me up off the ground, and it was strangling me. And I was screaming like for air. And that's how I woke myself up.
Wow. Yeah, I've screamed myself awake. I mean, that happens to me all the time when I
Now,
have night terrors.
when you have a night terror, is it usually the same thing that comes to terrorize you, or is it always something different?
I haven't had one in a really long time.
Okay.
But no, this was a new one.
It was a new one. What about you, Mocha? When you have your night terrors,
Yeah.
do you remember them enough to know if it's the same thing terrorizing you? or
No, I remember it enough. It's never the same
it's
thing.
never the same
No,
thing.
it's always something different, always something scary.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're so different from nightmares. Well, for me, like sometimes, I might not have like a great dream, but I woke up so traumatized from this.
Really?
I actually didn't sleep. Last night was the first night I slept in a week.
Oh, girl.
Jeez.
It affected you that much.
So-
Do you remember, like, did you eat anything weird before you went to bed? Did you watch anything, or had you been watching anything? Like, had you been binging anything lately?
No, it was like, no horror movies, nothing like that. It was just so out of the blue. Routine hasn't changed, nothing.
Anytime I have baba ganoush is usually when it puts me in a major deep sleep. I kid you not. Baba ganoush.
What is it about baba ganoush?
It's the garlic and eggplant mixture. I don't know. It puts me in a really deep sleep.
Did you have any baba ganoush? Okay, no baba ganoush. Okay, we're just trying to go through everything now.
So Lisa, I can tell you that anytime I've ever had a night terror and I wake up screaming, or I'm like moaning, screaming, and my wife has to wake me up
Yeah.
and be like, "You're dreaming again."
Yeah.
Like I'm okay. Like I have no problem falling asleep. I could fall asleep in 2 seconds after, and like the dream won't pick up where it left off at, or like the next night it doesn't pick up again, or the same things that I dreamt about the night before never reappears.
But are you ever hesitant to fall back to sleep after waking up from a night terror, or no?
No, never.
No,
My
you just
heart
go right back
is
to it.
racing like crazy.
Yeah.
Right, because of there's so much action in the dream.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I fall asleep no problem.
I have issues with it though. When I have the night terrors where I anger the walls and they start bleeding.
Right.
I'm afraid because I don't want to go and anger the walls again.
Right. What do you do to anger the walls? What does that even mean, anger the walls?
When you talk loudly or scream, the walls turn red and start bleeding because they're mad at you for yelling.
Oh, jeez, man.
No more Baba Ganoush.
No more Baba Ganoush for you.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of any help, Lisa.
No, that's okay. It's just good to share the experience because, I was just terrified. But I did sleep last night, and the one thing I do consistently is I listen to your podcast every night.
That's amazing.
So I don't know. Were you guys talking about demons or anything? Maybe it was subconsciously.
No, but I did just buy a hood. Like a cloak almost.
Yes, that sounds very
Do you guys
similar.
ever have do night terrors ever become day terrors? Meaning, does this same thing happen if you're just having a nap?
Oh, yeah.
It does.
I had a day terror before.
Really?
Yeah. On the couch, covered in a blanket,
Yeah.
right? Laying
Yeah.
there, nice, peaceful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's happened
okay.
during the day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's how
Okay.
I scream, by the way, Lisa. Whenever I have a night terror, like in my dream, in the terror, I'm screaming like full on scream, like dude scream. Yeah. But in real life, it's it's more, it's a moan, right?
When I woke myself up, it wasn't even like a full scream. It was just like a, like a husky voice. But I guess that's what scared my dog. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
Wow. That is awesome. Well, it's not awesome, but
It's okay. I think I'm finally over it.
Okay, good.
If you need any more help falling asleep, just put on the podcast, keep the podcast on, and we'll keep you company.
Okay, but don't talk about hoods or demons.
No problem. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I love you guys. Thank you.
All right,
we
love
love
you
you
too.
right back. Sweet dreams.
Bye.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi,
Who's this?
Eva.
What's up, Eva?
Nothing much. It's just today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. How old are you?
I'm turning 9.
It's a good age.
Yeah.
What are you doing to celebrate?
I'm having a Zoom birthday party with my friends.
That's awesome.
That's really nice.
Can I just say, I was at a 5-year-old Zoom birthday party over the weekend, like on it, not at it, and Elsa showed up. It was it was
Really, huh?
honestly so cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, cool.
Cool story, bro. Tell it again.
Yeah, cool. Great story.
So,
Laura.
Eva, how many people are showing up to your Zoom birthday party?
I don't know, maybe 10. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot
okay.
of fun. And what do you got planned? You guys you gonna do games and stuff like that over Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah?
My brother showed me a game online called Scribble.io, so we're probably gonna do that for a bit of it at the time,
Yeah.
and then dance.
And then are you having any special meal with your family for your birthday?
Yeah, my dad's taking me out of school at lunch.
Yeah.
And he's gonna take me out for the
All
rest
right.
of the day.
That's nice.
Yeah. Are you? Did that game you were just talking about? Is it Slither.io?
No,
Oh.
Scribble.
Scribble.
It's a drawing game.
Oh, do you know Slitherio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also play something called Hole.io.
Oh, Slither is the best game, man.
What game is that?
Oh, okay. So you're you use your finger on the iPad and you just like move the thing,
Yeah.
and then you're in this sort of big giant world. It's just a black screen, and it's infinite. It's like space. It goes on and on and on and on and on forever, right?
No.
Hold on. Hold.
Border.
I know there's a border, but it's very large. Okay. So and then
Eva
there's,
got
and
sass
then,
for her ninth
and
birthday,
there's,
huh?
and then there's little colored dots everywhere that glow.
Yeah.
And you start off as a little tiny worm. Okay. And you move your worm around by tracing your finger on the iPad, and then the worm basically eats all these colored dots. And the more colored dots you get, the bigger your worm gets.
Oh, wow.
But if
and you can also kill people.
Yes, but if you crash headfirst into another worm, you're done.
They can kill you.
They can kill you.
Where's the other worm from?
There's all sorts of other worms that are also swimming around in this world. That
You're playing online with them.
Yes, so you're playing online with them, right? And so your job is to get big enough that everybody just keeps crashing into you and dying, and then when they die, you eat up them, and then it's awesome. I love Slither. It's such a fun
Wow.
game.
Yeah.
Anyway, not the game you were talking about. No.
All right, Eva, you have a wonderful day. Happy birthday, and thank you for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show.
You're welcome.
Do you want a birthday joke?
The answer is your age.
Go ahead, Maury.
Okay, what goes up but never comes down?
Your age.
There you go. Yeah.
Cool
Smart
story, bro.
kid.
Tell it again. Thanks, Eva.
Yeah, talk more about
Thank you.
Elsa.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
Friday by Rebecca Black turns 10 this week.
No.
Yeah. And
Already?
she's doing a re-release. She said, surprise, this week Friday turns 10 and has gone gold. And I've been cooking up a very special remix featuring some iconic people. So I guess it'll drop at midnight tonight.
Hold on. Let's reminisce real quick.
Okay, so
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the
weekend. And then so everybody started trying to guess who these features are. And
Were they like other YouTubers?
a lot of guesses came in, and Rebecca Black replied, some of you are wrong, but some of you are right with these feature guesses. And people like I don't know, the names are all over the place, but some of the guesses that people have thrown forward were BTS.
Oh, get out.
Carly
No.
Rae Jepsen,
Okay, Carly Rae I could see.
Katy Perry.
No.
I could 100% see Katy Perry doing this. 100% I could see Katy Perry doing this.
Okay, so BTS, Carly Rae,
Yeah.
Katy Perry,
and like 1,000 others, right? Like yeah, everybody was like going off on that. But when does the remix of Me and My Puppy come out?
Oh.
Do you remember that one?
Do I remember
'Cause this
that
was-
one?
So 10 years ago, all these songs started to be like, they were all cranked out. There was Friday. There was the Chinese food song.
Yeah, by Allison Gold.
Okay, so there was that one. That one, these ones didn't survive as well as Friday by Rebecca Black.
You
did.
also mentioned Me and My Puppy by Giovanna.
Me and my puppy, I'm so happy I got one. Me and my puppy, finally, my dream came true. Me and my puppy, she's so cute and adorable. Me and my puppy, having a puppy is so much fun.
Like, come on. That's such a cute song, though.
So much has been talked about, especially in the last, 5 years and leading into when Donald Trump was elected and running on a campaign of Make America Great Again. And everybody was, their position was, oh, yeah, when the hell was America great? This is when America was great. Is that when Friday, Me and My Puppy and I Left Chinese Food were the three biggest songs in the world?
I have two more to play for you.
Okay,
Do
yes.
you remember My Jeans?
Yes.
I see Hannah Montana's wearing my jeans. Ashley Tisdale's wearing my jeans. Keke Palmer's wearing my jeans. I just can't believe they wore those jeans like
This is when America was great.
This is Jenna Rose, My Jeans, by the way. And then, I don't know if you remember, this was like underrated. Underrated, okay?
Which one is this?
Double Take, Hot Problems.
Hot Problems?
You remember this one? There's two girls who are singing about all the problems that come with being so hot.
Look at me and tell me the truth. What do you do when people don't know what we go through? They see my blonde hair, blue eyes in class, but they don't know I have a really big heart. Don't get me wrong, I know that I'm hot.
Is this the worst out of all of them? Gotta be, right?
I think it's the worst effort of all of them.
All right, here.
Names, but like Miley said, I can't be tamed. Hot girls, we had problems too. We're just like you, except we're hot. The world needs to open and realize.
Yeah, underrated classic, right?
Yeah.
Underrated. When's the remix of that one coming out? Why doesn't Katy Perry jump on the remix of that? Or BTS?
Yeah, I don't know. Man.
So Rebecca Black, Friday, turns 10 this week.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Okay, Rebecca Black is on hold. The Friday song from 10 years ago celebrates its 10-year anniversary today, Roz. And to celebrate the release of the song, she dropped a remix for it. Sounds like this. don't know if you saw this, but just last week she released another song.
Yeah, what's it called? Girlfriend.
Yeah, it's a new track.
I like it.
Called Girlfriend.
Yeah.
But listen to this. Tell me you don't hear like Katy Perry type influence in this song.
A little Carly Rae, a little Katy Perry, you're right? Yeah. That's Rebecca Black?
Yeah, that's
I like
Rebecca
it.
Black. So she makes other songs, like other than just It's Friday, right?
Yeah.
There's a new one called Girlfriend. Rebecca Black, welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hello.
How are you?
Later.
Yeah. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Really great. So there's so much going on. First of all, 10 years of Friday. Let's start there. What is your relationship now? Because I know you've been all over the map with how you feel about that song and what that song did to you, both the good and the bad. But what's your relationship with that track now?
I mean, yeah, you put it perfectly. It's been quite the 10 years. And I think really just growing up through that has been the biggest influence and kind of has made the biggest impact on that. At this point now, I mean, obviously, maybe some bit obviously, since I've released this remix and doing this, I'm in a good place, and I've done a lot of work to get here. So I'm just really, I think it's now this like really nostalgic thing for all of us, including myself in some way, and so I'm just really excited, honestly. I can't believe it.
How long ago did you know that, you know, as we were approaching the 10-year anniversary of the song, that you wanted to do something to celebrate it, or you wanted to drop a remix, or in your mind, you think that, okay, that song existed 10 years ago, I'm trying to move on with my life?
It's been something I've wanted to do for the past couple of years, honestly. And at first it was a really insane idea that I didn't really think could ever happen. I had no idea if anybody would want to be a part of it. And then over the past year, really, I've been planning this whole thing and reaching out to my favorite artists and producers, and I was like blown away by the feedback that I got and how many people were so excited about it.
Yeah, because it was really tough for you. Like when you're trying to, especially when you're that young, and you're trying to transition out of that viral hit thing, and you want to capitalize on it. So you go around looking for people who want to work with you, and it was really tough for you to find people who wanted to collaborate for a lot of years.
It was, and I mean, it was. Funnily enough, on the 9th anniversary that I talked about that. And that really changed so much for me in the music space. And I think it not only showed me, but it showed a lot of people, kind of what the reality of my situation was like that people didn't quite know. And the fact is that there are so many people in music that maybe didn't experience Friday, but have experienced some version of imposter syndrome or, this kind of shared insecurity on some level. And so many people that I admire have reached out over the past year because of that. And some of that ended up leading to, this Friday remix. So it's kind of surreal.
Rebecca Black on the Roz and Mocha Show, celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Friday.
We just listened to your new track, Girlfriend, and Mocha said it sounds like Katy Perry. How do you feel about that comparison?
Thank you.
Yeah, you got a little Katy Perry fun vibe going with the song.
Appreciate it. I'm excited for you to hear what comes next.
So, Girlfriend, that is about what?
It's about getting back together with my, I guess now, ex-girlfriend. But
does she know about this?
She does know. I mean, she's in the song.
Right.
Yeah. Is that is that your actual girlfriend or ex-girlfriend now in the music video?
Not in the music video.
Oh, okay.
That's a really dear friend of mine. But in the song, in like the first bit.
No, why? What happened? Why is she your ex? Why is she your ex? Is it because you didn't ask her to be in the music video?
Yeah, exactly. Some things just, end up that way. I'm great, and she's great, and it's all good. But it's awesome that people like it.
You have been through, as we've talked to you over the years, you've been through most, and you've come out of this, and I try and imagine what even me or anybody I know would have done having dealt with the pressure that you had to deal with when you were 13 or 14, or trying to rebuild after that, and even think of stepping back into the music world. And Mocha and I are just such huge fans of you, and I think that you're one of the best examples of somebody who really had all the crap the internet could have possibly thrown at one human being, and you came out the other side, and we love you.
Well, I really appreciate you guys, and it's always such a pleasure to come on here. And I've felt that support over the years, and it really means a lot because it hasn't always been, kind of how it is now.
There you go. Rebecca Black, thank you so much for joining us once again on the Roz and Mocha Show.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Doug Ford really loves them eggs, huh?
Oh, boy, does he ever.
Did you see this yesterday?
Not just any eggs.
No, the real eggs. Now, does he mean because I don't know much about the breakfast sandwich at Tim Hortons.
Uh-huh.
Okay? But when he says, he says real eggs, but in the commercial, because I saw it last night, they say that they just make them fresh.
No. The new thing that just happened yesterday was they now use freshly cracked eggs.
That's literally what I just said.
As of yesterday.
Right, but that's what I just said.
He said the same thing.
So what were they using before? It was just like a frozen kind of thing that they just heat up or something?
I think it was like
That's sort of what you expect from a breakfast sandwich, though, to drive
pre-made,
through,
right?
It?
It was like pre-made, and they kept it in those heating trays.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you just,
sure. What the hell's wrong with those?
You get a set of tongs, and you just slap them on, right?
Those. Yeah, that everything fits. Everything's the same size circle.
Yeah.
I like it when everything's the same size circle.
It matches.
Yes, it does. But this is Doug Ford from yesterday.
Boy, he was lit yesterday.
We're going to go down University Avenue and hand out these Timmy's card. Oh, yeah, I got to give Timmy's a good plug. The best thing you guys ever did is make those real egg sandwiches. I used to go eat those other ones. They're the best, those real egg sandwiches. So whoever did that at Timmy's, good for you. And as for the Leafs mask today, lovely lady from Etobicoke made these in her house. And go Leafs, go.
All right.
Yo, get to the business.
Yeah. So was this at a COVID press conference? I imagine it was at a COVID press conference, right?
You know, that's a happy guy right there who had his egg sandwich.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, man. But I was curious about that because I saw the commercial for what they're doing, and I was like, I didn't know what they were doing before.
Yeah. I haven't, man, since the pandemic started, I haven't, I normally go to Timmy's every morning.
Yeah.
And I've, stopped. It's been almost a year since I've stopped going to the drive-thru and, even getting any type of breakfast food from there.
Yeah, I don't mind a breakfast sandwich.
Because McDonald's uses the freshly, because they put it in those round sort of metal.
Do they
things.
Though?
Well,
they're not frying eggs at McDonald's.
Working McHappy Day, I did it.
Yeah, they're frying fresh eggs at McDonald's.
Yeah, no, they are.
Are they?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Into that grid.
Yeah, no, I know. I got those little round things at home that you're supposed to cook an egg in.
The silicone ones?
No. They're metal, and you put it in the frying pan.
Yeah.
And then you crack your egg, and you put it in this round thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I have the silicone one.
So the problem is that it starts leaking out the bottom.
I know.
Right. And then I go to push my hand down on the top, but it's already in the pan. Mine's metal, so it's scorching hot. So then I'm in there with an oven mitt, and the oven mitt's hitting the top of the egg. It's a mess. It's a disaster.
Maybe you need a flat top.
No, it's just I have a big giant frying pan. It's flat, right? But that thing gets hot, man.
I know.
Right?
Be careful.
And then it starts leaking, and then I get upset, and then I start mucking around with it, and then I break the yolk because I don't like my yolk broken. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of the breakfast sandwiches that you buy either at Tim's or McDonald's or anything else like this. I think when you get a breakfast sandwich, right, and it's not good.
You want to break the yolk yourself.
Thank you. It's not good for the car, right? They make them so you can eat them behind the wheel. That's why the yolk is the way that it is.
Technically, you're not supposed to be eating behind the wheel.
Listen, technically, whatever. We're not supposed to be doing a lot of things that we do. Okay, Maury. But I like when I get a breakfast sandwich, I like to pick the whole thing up and just give it a tiny little bit of pressure. And then that yolk pops, and then it comes screaming out all over your hands and the plate. And then as you're eating it, you sop up what's on the plate with the sandwich.
Like that. I don't like
that's
having
the best
that.
way to do it.
No way.
It's the best way.
I whisk my eggs.
That's a scrambled egg.
Yeah, but then I form, I do the same thing you do, but I like it all whisked together.
No. You're eating the sandwich wrong, man. Yeah. You got to have drip. If you don't have drip,
but is there anything worse than having that liquid run down your hand?
Yeah, I can think of a few things.
There's a few things in life more.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
BuzzFeed put out a list of tweets that they've gathered.
Wait a second.
What?
BuzzFeed put out a list?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. For the first time ever, right? It's called Brutally Real Parenting Tweets that also happen to be seriously freaking hilarious.
Okay.
One person tweeted, I couldn't decide if I wanted bangs or not, so I cut bangs for my daughter, and she looks awful. Dodged a bullet there. Let's see here.
So savage.
There's another one. The 6-year-old says, do you have lots of money? Me. I'm rich in other ways, like family. 6-year-old. So you're broke. I just made my daughter a grilled cheese sandwich, and her response was, quote, this is perfect. I bet you can't do it twice. So yes, she knows how to play the game. Another person tweeted, her son said, how old are you, mommy? Me. I'm 39. Son. Then you'll be 40. Me. Yes. Son. Then you'll be 41. Me. Yes. Son. Then you die.
Yep. That's about it.
Is my house clean and tidy and laundry folded neatly and meals prepped for the week? No. But am I less stressed and making fun memories with my kids who are playing nicely? Also no. Oh. Nobody is more drunk with power than a 5-year-old telling you to go fish. This lady tweeted and said, me, you have to tone down your flirting in front of the kids. Husband, why? It's good for them to see we like each other. The 2-year-old runs in the room, slaps me on the butt, and yells, that ass! Husband's like, yeah, okay. Quote, once COVID is over is starting to sound a lot like when my kids ask for something and I tell them, I'll have to think about it. Again, this is from BuzzFeed. Brutally real parenting tweets that also happen to be seriously freaking hilarious.
That's true.
Watching my second grader type is like watching paint dry while also watching grass grow, all while watching a pot boil.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, this is the Roz and Mocha Show. Who's this?
Hey, Roz and Mocha, it's Reese.
Yo, Reese! We haven't talked to you in forever. Yo, you sound different. You grew up a little bit.
Yeah.
How old are you now, Reese?
I'm 12.
What the hell? Hold on. What was the last time? How long have we been talking to you, Reese? Because you've been calling the show a lot, for years.
Yeah, I feel like it's 2 years or 1.
No, you've been talking to us for longer than that.
Yeah. Wow. Your voice is changing, dude.
Yeah. Sound great.
What's going on?
My mom wanted to tell you guys who her favorite is.
Oh.
And she said it's Roz because he's wise as an owl.
Oh.
Here she is. Say hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Mom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Well, I'm doing great. I don't know about Roz right now.
Oh, God. What did he say?
What? Don't you know what Reese said?
No, I have no idea. I just came downstairs. I'm getting ready for work.
Okay. So why don't you, Mocha, just ask Mocha.
Okay. Reese's mom, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Sorry, Mocha. It's Roz for sure.
Why?
Because he's wise like an owl.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, great. There it is again.
Reese wasn't lying.
And Roz, you already know my reason. Because he's the smoothest, coolest dude of all.
Okay, thanks. All right. You know what?
Wow.
I used to love when kids called in, man.
Yeah, now?
No, not at all.
Thanks, guys. You have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
Hi there. My name's Anna. How are you today?
Good. What's going on, Anna?
I just wanted to know for Roz. So I was actually driving by a couple days ago. I was driving by his little lane down in his old hometown.
Don't be demeaning, okay?
Okay, so Roz Weston Lane in Acton, Ontario, yes.
And I mean, for such a smooth, cool guy, I was wondering why his lane is so smooth, cool, plowed.
What's wrong with it? It's not plowed? They don't plow my lane?
No, it's kind of full of snow.
No.
Okay.
Not so smooth.
So this laneway that was dedicated to our very own Roz is right behind the Tim Hortons and the beer store in Acton. And we actually got a call from somebody else who lives out there. I think it was in the fall or in the summertime. He called a couple of times to say that the town of Acton, they weren't they weren't mowing the lawn.
No, it was all overgrown with weeds.
Right, and it was
Yeah.
dirty and disgusting, and I believe we talked to the mayor, and the mayor said he was going to try to get it all sorted out and make sure it looked nice.
Yeah. So I don't know how that happens. Like, I don't know why it's not on the list of things to plow. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
do people not use it? Like, is nobody using it?
I guess
It's
not.
It's not a priority.
But listen,
Because like plows have to go down that street anyway, right?
Both streets. It goes between two streets.
I know. So like you're telling me that a plow goes by one
Yeah,
way and then goes
yeah.
down the other street,
Yeah.
sandwich in between is Ross
Right.
Weston Lane, and that they don't even go through that, like down that lane?
No, and I was no.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because it's the wintertime, if something happens, are you at fault?
No, I'm not. Why would I be at fault?
Because it's your name.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh
What
my
do you
God,
think-
I'm
what do you think-
starting
what do you
to
think if somebody slips on Chris Hadfield way, that he's going to be on the hook for it? No.
Or on Mike Myers? Like,
Yeah.
you think Wayne's World is going to come and take care of that situation?
Right.
On his street, the street that's named after him?
Yeah, they're going after Martin Luther King's family. No, okay, it doesn't
That's
work.
true.
It doesn't work that way. I don't need no
But
slip
this
and fall
represents
lawyers.
you.
All up my ass. No, listen, it breaks my heart a little bit to see that that Ross Weston Lane is not taken care of and it's not plowed. I would like it to be that way, but hey, you know what are you going to do? I'm up against city budgets here.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Anna, two things. Number one, you could call the mayor's office at some point today and ask
Okay.
them to plow that lane. Or number two, just go get a shovel.
It's my birthday today, so I'm not going to shovel.
Oh,
I'm
damn.
Enjoy
Well,
my day.
happy birthday, first
maybe,
of all.
maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, it's pretty huge. It's not wide, but it's very long. And- what?
Yeah, you definitely need a plow.
Yeah, thank you.
You know
Happy
what, though?
birthday, Anna.
Maybe we don't call it. You don't want too many complaints about your lane.
I know. I'm worried they're going to pull it down because it's too much trouble. But it's obviously they're not putting any effort into it, so I don't know why they pull it down. I'm just asking for a little bit of effort. Don't even have to plow. Like, just plow like enough for somebody to walk through it at least, like one row. Just run the snow plow like once, from end to end. That's it. Boom. I'm fine.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate.
Anyway, thanks. Happy birthday.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Take care, guys. Bye.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Roz and Mocha, who's this?
Yo.
Fabian!
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Oh, man, I'm living the life, bro.
Yeah?
I'm living the life because of you guys.
How's the Roz and Mocha weed that you're farming?
It's coming along good, man. But a couple of days ago, I'm at the grocery store up where I live.
Uh-huh.
Some guy comes up to me and goes, yo, are you Fabian? I'm like, yeah, that's me. He goes, oh, my God, bro, I listen to you all the time on the Roz and Mocha show.
No.
I'm a big fan of yours. I recognized you from Instagram, the whole 9 yards. So he was asking me questions about how to grow. I hooked him up on some, info. I told him where I shop. He went there yesterday. Even them called me and said, yo, your fan is here at our store. I'm like, seriously? They're like, yeah. So then the store messages me and says, hey, is it possible that you go to the Roz and Mocha show and say our name and let them know we want to give the fans a 10% discount at our store?
No, we can't do that, Fabian. No, we cannot. Absolutely cannot do that. All right?
No.
We have no
All right.
problem talking to you about your quest to grow Roz and Mocha weed, but we cannot give a shout out to the store that you get your supplies from or that you're referring customers to.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
They're done deal. I respect that.
Yeah,
anyway, this is amazing, man. I'm like on cloud 9 right now, guys. My man says even when he hears me at work and he he misses me and misses what I talk about, he'll go back on the podcast just to try to find what I said.
You gotta get Fabian on the
Yeah,
payroll.
man.
Wow.
Yo, this is amazing, man. I love it,
dude.
man. I love it.
How is the weed growing?
Oh, they're going good, man. I think by Wednesday next week, I'm gonna transplant them all into a bigger pot.
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah, man, they're coming along good. They're actually pretty healthy. I'm impressed. So just want to let you know that I actually met my first fan at a grocery store.
Oh, shoot.
And, this
You're
is
gonna
amazing.
have to start employing some security from now on.
I think I'm going to. I also was telling my wife, do you think I could start using that line? Hey, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
No, do not
No,
use that
man.
line, Fabian.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Fabian. Okay, if you ever use the line, "Do you know who I am?" Before you say those words, you need to make damn sure that the person standing directly beside the person you're saying it to knows who the hell you are.
Absolutely. I was just messing with you
Okay?
guys, you know?
Because guaranteed you're going to say it to somebody and they're going to say no, and there's going to be nobody there to back you up.
Absolutely.
Much
So,
love,
man, I love
Fabian.
you guys, man. I love you guys.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is... Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hi, Maggie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. All the way out in Vancouver. What's going on?
I'm being asked to sign a cohab, and I don't want to.
What is a cohab?
Cohab is like a prenup before you move in with your significant other, whereas a prenup is before marriage.
Okay, so you wrote us this. Yeah, Roz and Mocha, please fix my life. How do I come to an agreement with my boyfriend? This came to light when he decided to purchase a place with his parents, and it would be our first time moving out of our family home and moving in together. You guys have been together for 7 years. So how do you feel about this?
Well, I think I feel upset and feel like it's like a lack of trust in the relationship, and especially since like multiple times I've expressed, you know, I understand this is your place and I'm not like a malicious person where I would be taking something that's not mine. And so obviously I feel like it's like a lack of trust and faith in me and our relationship.
I know it feels like that now. Right. And it really does. But you're not, these types of situations like a prenup or whatever, a cohab agreement, these are not designed for what if you get married today and then divorced tomorrow, right? These are things that are for way, way, way down the road. And most times, the way that I feel about it anyway, is that most times if your relationship won't survive a prenup, it won't survive a marriage.
Like, how has your relationship been in the past 7 years?
I mean, there are times that are rocky and where I feel like he always wants to win in the fight and not really try to understand how I feel.
Right.
Have you ever broken up then got back together?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's insurance. Don't look at it as some sort of slap in the face or lack of faith. Okay, it's insurance, and that is the only way to look at it. Okay, so if you guys decide to couple up and you get married, maybe you get life insurance. You don't get life insurance because you think that the person's going to die tomorrow. You get life insurance of a just in case. Okay, you don't get house insurance because you know you're going to start a grease fire, but you get it because you know you have to have it, and that's what it's there for. Prenups they're ways to ensure the ending doesn't get ugly. It's still going to get ugly, and it's still going to hurt like hell. But the thing that I will say to you is go in this as a partner, and if somebody is putting an agreement, a relationship agreement together on your behalf, and you let it happen, you've done the absolute wrong thing. And that is, you know, if you're going to go through with this, you need your own lawyer, because I guarantee you their lawyer or whoever put this together is only putting something together that protects them. It's going to be very one-sided. So you can go in to this and just even it all out. And that's what lawyers do. And let lawyers do what lawyers do, and then you guys can just continue on with your relationship. And it doesn't. I know it feels like a giant thing and a slap in the face and a lack of faith and all this stuff, but I think that if you went ahead and got your own lawyer, you guys could work something out fairly painlessly, and then you won't even ever think about it again.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I agree. I understand the concept of the agreement and I understand what you're saying. It's just like, how do I get past like how I'm feeling? Is the issue.
Because think of it as insurance. It's nothing other than insurance.
Okay.
Because if you don't even care, not that you don't care, but let's say, you know, what you were saying to him about you don't want any of his stuff. His stuff is his stuff. Like,
exactly.
Right? So then what's the difference of signing a prenup or a
But that's the
cohab?
thing. What's the point of signing? And why do I need to sign something to prove myself? Though that's how I feel.
Yeah, but you're getting. Yeah, but if you guys get married, you're dealing with legal arrangements on legal arrangements on legal arrangements at that point. Like that's just the reality of marriage. And when marriages, you know, end, I'm not saying yours is going to end, but when they end, they have the potential to be very, you know, very hurtful and very destructive. And that's usually where all the hurt comes from is, after the fact. And that's where all the fighting happens. And if a marriage is going to end, it's terrible enough. And to be able to sort of deal with the arrangement ahead of time, not saying that it's going to happen, but to be able to deal with the arrangement ahead of time, I think that if it did come down to ending, you would be very happy that you did it at the beginning.
Yeah. It's also the fact that, you are your environment, and my environment, my friends, my parents, my closest circle also don't have this either. They haven't gone through this either, right? And so to me, it just seems like it's just so different and something that's hurtful in the beginning.
I wonder if it's his parents that are pushing him to
his parents
to have you sign because they're they're involved in the purchasing of this new home.
Yeah, that's what he's mentioned, that his parents do support him in this.
Yeah.
Which also makes it doesn't make me feel very good.
No, I know, but you can't not take it personally. I get that. But what is there an option to not take the parents' money?
He's already taken it and it's already done. We were gonna purchase it together, but because we didn't, he said that we have to have the same amount of down payment, which obviously is 50-50, and his parents wanted to put more down for him. So
right, I get sucks. I feel
so
for
it's his
you.
parents' money, not his.
Yeah.
It's his parents' money, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. And it sucks. It hurts like hell. And don't feel weird for feeling those feelings, but look at it as insurance, and you guys are going to be just fine.
All right,
Maggie.
Get a lawyer, Maggie. Get a lawyer, not his lawyer, not his lawyer. Independent lawyer.
Yeah.
Your lawyer talks to his lawyer, and you guys barely make a peep, okay?
Okay.
And just hammer out something. And if you say, hey, listen, we want to sign this agreement together, the only caveat is it's got to be even. And then he's like, it's got to be even. And then that's the directive to the lawyers, and then they do lawyer things.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Maggie. You take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
They arrested Bruce Springsteen in New Jersey for DUI or DWI, as they call it down there, which is crazy because the big story over the weekend was that Jeep got Springsteen to do a Super Bowl commercial, which was unprecedented because Springsteen just doesn't do this kind of stuff.
I can't ever remember seeing him endorse anything.
No, it's
any type of product.
Yeah, he just doesn't do it. But they sort of made it, about the sort of bigger issues facing America. But here's a clip of the Jeep commercial that was
standing on the exact center of the lower 48. It never closes. All are more than welcome to come meet here in the middle. It's no secret. The middle has been a hard place to get to lately. Between red and blue, between servant and citizen, between our freedom and our fear.
So
now fear has never
he
been
was
the best.
arrested for DWI, but the controversy around this is that the arrest actually happened in November.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And this ad ran when?
It's Super Bowl. So Jeep has pulled this from YouTube. They pulled the Springsteen ad from their YouTube channel, and now people are pissed off because they think that it was deliberately concealed to allow
the ad to
all of this
run.
stuff to run, and it's only coming out now because the deal with Jeep is done or whatever it is.
Do you think that Jeep knew?
I don't know.
About it before,
Yeah.
You have to assume. Okay, so it happened in November.
November 14th, it was at Gateway National Recreation Area. So I guess it was like a national park or something like that, or like a conservation
And then when did they
area.
film the Jeep commercial?
Who knows? Who knows?
And it doesn't matter
No.
at this point whether it was filmed after or before. At some point, I don't know if they would have known.
So he was busted for driving while intoxicated, reckless driving, and consuming alcohol in a closed area. Though it hasn't been confirmed, a source told the Asbury Park Press, that Springsteen's blood alcohol level was 0.02, which is only actually a quarter of the limit in New Jersey. But I don't know if you saw this yesterday. Michael Rappaport had some thoughts on this, and he does not agree with arresting Bruce Springsteen in New Jersey.
Yo, they arrested Bruce Springsteen.
I love this guy.
In Jersey on a DWI. Listen, I know you gotta pay the cost to be the boss, okay, and all that but Bruce Springsteen in Jersey? If he's not driving 97 miles per hour on the wrong side of the road in a tractor trailer, you let the boss go. Would you arrest Tony Soprano, Tony S. in Jersey? No. Would you arrest Frank Sinatra in Jersey? No. Would you arrest Lawrence Taylor in Jersey? I mean, that could happen, but Bruce Springsteen, you arrest the boss in Jersey? That's like arresting Jesus in Jerusalem. They need to arrest the cop that arrested Bruce Springsteen. And it was like, oh, no one deserves preferential treatment. Bruce Springsteen put that hole. No disrespect to Jersey. My mom lives in Jersey. No disrespect to Jersey. But Bruce Springsteen put that swampy hole on the map. Get the out of here with this.
Okay, hold on. He's trolling, right?
He's Michael Rappaport is one of the world's greatest trolls.
Yeah, he is trolling. Because sometimes he does get passionate about things and he goes off.
Yes, but I do believe that there is some. I do believe that he believes some of what he's saying. But no, he is a fantastic troll. But yeah, that's the story. Springsteen busted for DWI.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to stop reading about coronavirus, man. It's driving me nuts. I don't know.
What are you reading now?
Nothing. Just like everything. Yeah, just everything.
South African strain, the UK strain.
Everything.
Is it now Ontario or parts of Ontario? Now we're going to be able to shop again soon? Is it too soon?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dr. Eileen DeVilla is saying it's too soon.
I don't know if it's too soon. There's going to be nothing left.
I don't even know.
I'll tell you that.
I'm just like so confused because they were like, okay, the reopening plan, here's the plan.
Yeah.
But then you see, it's like, okay, well, you still can't do this. You still can't do this.
There's
It was like
less
more
people in the stores now.
more of stuff that you still can't do.
Yeah.
As opposed to what you
it's ridiculous.
are being allowed to
And what
do.
I read is like things will be able to open up, but hair salons can't.
It's so stupid. It's stupid.
And you still can't have people over at your house.
No, I get that. I get that because jabronis are going to sit around in their living rooms and take their masks off. I
No,
get that.
for sure.
I get that. That's fine, right?
But then the thing
I
with
have
the
no,
stores,
I have no problem with that.
Instead of 50%, like
I
the
can-
last time,
like-
now it's 25%, right?
Like it's I can go to, like, you can walk into a Dairy Queen.
Okay, it's true.
You can walk into a Dairy Queen, but I can't walk into next door at the Home Hardware.
No.
Right?
Because there's less people in the Dairy
You get
Queen.
ice cream, you get no wood.
Yes, thank you. I can't get a screw.
No.
Nothing. Right? I need a nut. Shut up, Maury. What's the matter with you?
Words.
I know.
Right? I can't go and buy like silicone lube, Maury. Okay.
Like you have some home stuff to
and
do.
rope and tarps.
But if you want, you can get a
Right,
tasty blizzard.
but I can get a tasty blizzard, right?
Yeah.
But it just none of it makes sense,
man,
and
I'd
I
go
don't
for
think
Oreo
I'm
blizzard
alone.
right now.
I don't think I'm alone in this. That none of this stuff makes sense to me.
It doesn't.
I had to get my
it's
dog's
absolutely
haircut,
ridiculous.
and we had to enter
You did not. I'm going to correct you right now. You did not have to get your dog's haircut. Okay.
We did. We went to get, but because the
Right.
dog spas are open, but you have to enter through the back door.
Right. Yes. You chose to get your dog's haircut. You didn't have to get your dog's haircut.
Yo, I'll tell you, Jenna learned how to cut Tig's hair.
Yeah.
Really?
The golden retriever.
Yeah.
So he gets hair everywhere.
Right.
And over the pandemic, she learned.
How does he sit still?
Professional.
Really? Huh?
Yeah, he looks good. Like I can put him in Westminster now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really, huh? He's
Yeah.
show ready?
Oh, he is ready.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you can't, though, because you can't buy a leash anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? Because all those joints are closed.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Our girl Katy Perry was on Kimmel last night, Roz. I don't know if you saw this.
Did not.
Talking about everything from Super Bowl, because if you remember, she performed famously 2015 halftime show.
I liked it. That's when Left Shark was born, right?
It was, yeah. And she was asked about her thoughts on The Weeknd's performance. She said she liked it. And then Kimmel brought up the fact that The Weeknd allegedly spent $7 million of his own money
I heard he spent $7 million of his own money on that performance. Did you have to spend your own money on it?
I mean, I don't remember spending anything like that. Maybe like, thousands of extra dollars.
What kind of a thing is that you have to pay for your own stuff at the Super Bowl?
Well, you get a budget.
Yeah.
And sometimes your dreams are bigger than the budget. And
I
you're
see.
like, you have to be realistic. I think that was all that was amazing.
Is that how Left Shark came in? You're like, you know what? We got to meet the budget.
somewhere.
And they also brought up the fact that she's still a new mom. Her daughter, Daisy, will be 6 months old at the end of this month. And she was asked about having a baby during COVID and whether or not Orlando Bloom was allowed to be in the hospital room with her.
Having a baby speaking of COVID, was Orlando allowed in the delivery room with you?
He was.
He was. That's good.
He was so, he was such a great support. We had like a little boom box, and he was there, and he was so wonderful, and just like holding my hand and looking into my eyes. And
That's good, because one slip and you hear about it for the whole rest of your life.
It's definitely like, when like you want to film it, but you also want to be present. So there's a fine line.
Yeah. Did he film? Did he do the?
Yeah, he was great. I highly recommend it.
Okay, is he doing this for others?
Yes, he should.
I remember when Cruz was born, I didn't film anything. Did I even take pictures? I took a picture, I think before and then after, but I didn't take pictures like during, and I definitely didn't film.
I filmed, I'll tell you what was actually really sweet because I forgot about it. I didn't film anything as sort of Catherine was in actual like pushing mode.
Yeah.
But before and after I did, I filmed a bunch of stuff. And then I never did anything with it, right?
Uh-huh.
It was just sort of you film it in the moment, and then when the kid comes home, you just have so much to do. But I'll tell you, one of the sweetest things ever was, and I still can't believe that she did this now that I think about it, and I haven't thought about it in years. But I did all the filming, and I documented everything. And then Catherine, a year later, took it all and cut it together.
Oh, really?
And turned it into a Father's Day gift for me.
Oh, my God. That is so sweet.
Instead of documenting her sort of day in labor, she took all that.
You got a real one.
She took all that footage and
That's so
cut it all
nice.
together for me for Father's Day, my first Father's Day.
Oh, that's super, super nice.
Which was incredible, yeah.
Katy Perry talking to Jimmy Kimmel about being a new mom. Her album, Smile, was released on August 28th, and her daughter, Daisy, also the name of one of the songs on the album, was born 2 days before. So she had to deal with, being a new mom, but also releasing this brand new record.
Nobody talks about the first 6 weeks after you have the baby. Oh my God! That's wild! What a roller coaster! I know that I had my 5th album coming out, and I gave birth at Cedars, and every other album cycle there'd be like some kind of celebration or party or dinner or whatever, but this time I was giving birth to the greatest gift of all for me, and then my album came out the next day, and I was in the hospital, and I could not wipe my own butt. And I was like,
Is that usually how you celebrate?
No, and I was like, this is the most unusual album release day for me, and I love it.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
It was announced last week that Aaron Carter will be taking on former NBA star Lamar Odom in a celebrity boxing match in June. Why would he do this? As he started training, Aaron Carter returns to the Roz and Mocha Show. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys?
Why are you fighting Lamar Odom?
I just thought it'd be easy. I already beat Shaq, so.
Oh, jeez,
man.
Okay, for real, though, how serious are you taking this?
Have you ever seen me hit a punching bag?
To be honest, no.
No, I've never seen me either hit one. No, I'm taking it very seriously. I mean, it's not anything that's like, planned out. There's no discussion and no secret meetings of like, we're gonna do it like this and do it like that. So that's the one thing I like to keep real with people. like 100% real with people. So training has been kind of crazy. I mean, I bulked up, so I got up to real heavy. Like I'm like 180 right now, so I'm 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Wow.
And I'm like, a lot of people know, like I'm notorious, like with my weight issues going up and down and up and down. And so it's helped me get healthy and, not so stressed out. And it's an exciting thing. It's kind of different,
We've all seen, your career and everything that you've gone through over the years. What do the doctors say about this and about you sort of jumping in and agreeing to do something like this? Like, is everybody in your life, all for this, or did you have to convince some people that maybe this was something that you wanted to do despite what they said?
No, I don't answer to anyone. So,
wow.
So I am my own boss, and what I say goes.
Did anybody try and talk you out of this?
No, actually, surprisingly, nobody did.
Oh, wow.
I would think my mom would be the first one to do it, but she was just like, oh, that'll be easy.
Did your mom try and talk you out of doing the cam soda stuff?
No.
No.
No. She can't talk me out of Camp Soda. She can't talk me out of OnlyFans. I'm already doing it.
You're already doing it. And because a lot of people have had to come up with creative ways during COVID to make money because nobody can tour and nobody can do a show. Is that how much does that play into this? Both the Cam Soda, the OnlyFans stuff, and the fight.
I mean, I would actually say last year I had a more lucrative year last year, surprisingly, than I have in like the last 4 or 5 years. I opened up the OnlyFans. It's funny how that happened because I told my fiance that I'm with now because she had it first, and I was like, I don't want you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm going to open up one, and if I make more than you make in a month and in a week, then you have to get rid of yours, and I'll do it, and I'll take you off of it. And so I did it, and I made like $30,000 in like an hour. So I was like, okay, you're done.
Okay, so wait a second here. So because you didn't want your fiance being on OnlyFans, so you decided to open your own OnlyFans, and then you made more money than she did on OnlyFans. So you now told her that she cannot do OnlyFans, but you can?
Well, no, she didn't. She was the one who kind of made the little barter. She was like joking. She didn't really know that.
So she's retired from OnlyFans, and now it's all on you?
And now it's all on me.
Oh, no. So now you got to commit every day.
Hey, you know what? I don't feel like I'm doing anything crazy or anything wrong, and nobody's really judged me for it. And you know what? They could judge all they want, but I'm laughing all the way to the bank, literally, like giggling. It's hilarious.
What gets the best reaction? Like, what do you get the most requests for on something like OnlyFans or Camp Soda? What do people really want?
I get feet. They love feet.
Really?
Now that I'm getting getting happier, they like pictures of my belly. It's just it's just very kinky stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain. A lot of people did open up OnlyFans, and I told Melanie, I was like, watch. I said, right after I do it, watch. People are going to do it back to back, and of course I was right.
So now do you have to take extra care of your feet just in case someone keeps asking for photos or videos?
No, I said my dirty ass feet. Okay.
Really? Huh? It's so wild.
So Eric Carter on the Roz and Mocha Show. You got this fight with Lamar Odom coming up on June 12th, 3 rounds in Atlantic City. How you talked about training earlier. Have you enlisted the help of a personal trainer? Do you have a boxing coach? Have you assembled your team?
Still kind of doing that. My plan was to have, my mom as my coach on the sideline, but she's having some health complications, so I don't think she's going to be able to make it for that, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reaching out to Shaq to see if he wants to be in the corner.
You had said in the announcement video for this that you'd been in tons of street fights when you were younger. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I broke my hands, my knuckles plenty of times.
Who were you fighting in the streets?
I just bullies. I got bullied a lot as a kid. It was either guys liked me or they didn't like me at all, and they would try to beat me up and do stuff like that.
Was this all during the time when you had a career in singing, when you were still that young kid that we all grew up knowing?
I was a bad little kid, man. When I was 15, 16, 17, I was doing drug deal stuff, things that you probably wouldn't expect me to be doing when I'm also singing I Want Candy. When I was 15, I started getting into into some trouble. My parents divorced, and then it was like all bets were kind of off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, I can party now, and I can do whatever I want. And I got those partying years over at like 15, 16, and 17. By the time I turned 18, I mean, I was like, I couldn't do that stuff anymore. So.
And look at you now. You're playing guitar naked on the internet, and you're about to fight a giant.
Did I play? Oh yeah, I did do that.
I totally forgot. You get so many requests, you forget.
Dude, I shouldn't have to be the one that reminds you that you played guitar naked on the internet.
Hey man, were you watching?
Hey, Aaron Carter, thank you very much for taking time out of here today to kick it with us on the Roz and Mocha Show. We appreciate it, man.
Of course, I miss you, Canada. I love you guys so much.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A couple of weeks ago here on the Roz and Mocha Show, Dammit Maury had revealed that he had paid $50 for a pack of the specialty Lady Gaga Oreo cookies.
God, we're back with the Gaga cookies?
Yeah, because they were only available in the States,
Yes.
and the cookie, the actual cookie was like green, and I think the cream
Stale.
filling on the inside was pink, and they weren't that great.
No,
right?
but they were Gaga cookies. It's a collector's item, and Maury found them on a collector's site online, and you paid
Yeah,
$50 to have them
and I-
shipped from the United States.
Yeah,
of
and I
America.
just got my visa statement in the mail
Right.
yesterday
And?
for
Okay.
that.
It's bad, right?
Yeah, ...
Yeah.
So then a couple days later, Kayla, who listens to the Roz and Mocha Show from Texas, sent me a picture from the grocery store
Yeah.
of like a whole rack, like a whole bunch of Lady Gaga cookies. And they were like packs of like 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were $3.97.
Yep.
So my DMs have been blowing up, guys. No joke. That the Lady Gaga Oreo cookies are in Canada and available at a place about an hour away from here now, right? Look at this inventory.
Oh my
It's
God!
so much.
Oh my God!
So
they have more
much.
Gaga than they do O. Henry.
Yeah, look at all that, right?
Okay, but now in fairness, when you commit to spend $50, you're committed.
So these ones here
should be
in Canada, $3.99.
I would spend that on gas. Right?
Oh God!
Oh, man.
Text that to Matthew right now, would you, Michael, please?
Hope you enjoyed them cookies.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
All right, Mika joins us right now. What's going on?
Okay, so I found pictures and videos of naked women on my husband's phone. What do I do?
So, yeah, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha Fix My Life, that yes, there were, in fact, pictures and videos, screenshots from Tinder and text conversations with people from Tinder. When I confronted him, he said it doesn't mean anything and is harmless. He says it's the difference in women and men's perspective. Is that true? He doesn't think it qualifies as cheating because he claims to never have had sex with any of them.
So, how did you find all this stuff on his phone?
So all these years, like I've never cared about, going into his phone, asking for his passcode or anything because I trust him completely, or trusted him completely. And one day I was talking to my mama driving to pick him up from work, and my phone died. And, thinking, hey, my mom's probably going to panic that, I was driving and my phone just died. So I was like, hey, can I borrow your phone to call my mom? And I called my mom. She didn't pick up. So I was scrolling through the text to text her, and I see a do not disturb sign beside a female name. So I click on it and I scroll through the conversation. And, part of me does feel wrong that I went through his phone like that, but found these conversations that were very clearly inappropriate to my mind. And when I confronted him, he's like, he was just frustrated and venting and it didn't mean anything. I just got a sense that he was lying and there was more. So I went into his work phone, and that's where I found all these screenshots, Snapchat videos of naked women.
And you found out he's got a Tinder profile too.
Yeah, on his work phone. And he used to travel a lot for work. So I guess his thing was that, hey, I would just travel and I'd be tired or, with nowhere to go in a hotel room sitting there in the evening. So I was just looking.
But he's also having conversations.
Exactly. Like he's having sexual conversations where other women are sending him, pictures of their private areas. And
what was he sending them?
I
Can you
don't
tell?
think he sent them any pictures. He was just like talking sexually to them.
On the work phone. So he didn't. This meant enough to him that if you found it, you would react this exact way. That's why he put it all on his work phone. The idea of, is it cheating? Is it not cheating? Are you like, if you played this out with him when he says it means nothing, it's not cheating. What does he expect? Like, does he expect you to just be cool if he just continuously does this for the duration of your lives together? Like, how cool are you supposed to be with this kind of thing? Did he say, I'll never do this again? I understand, that this hurts and it was awful and I really shouldn't have been doing it. I get that, you see it as a complete slap in the face and betrayal and my God, I made a huge mistake. It really meant nothing to me. Or did he just say, hey, this means nothing and then that was it?
No, I think he said it meant nothing, but he's like, I never knew that you would actually get hurt over this.
I
And
never
now that I know.
Come on.
Okay.
Oh, my God, Mika, not to
This
diss your husband or anything, but that dude is
Okay.
straight trash,
Okay.
in my opinion. And he does not respect you or your relationship whatsoever. That's just my opinion, though.
That's the thing, guys, and I want to reach out to you for this, right?
Yeah.
Because, I've been married for less than a year. We're actually going to be having our anniversary in about 2 weeks, the 1 year. I did move out from, our place together that we got. I was like, whatever this is, you need to figure it out because he said that he understands that it hurts me and he wants to respect me, so he will change. And he will not change because he wants to change and he sees something wrong in it, but because now he just realized that, oh, my wife actually thinks it's not right.
Because he got caught. Because he got caught. He's not, Okay, so I'm not saying that you need to cut somebody out of your life. Marriages have survived much worse than this. And the people involved go on to have long and happy lives together. Like, that's just fact, okay? But what you can't have is you can't have a marriage where there are trust issues, where you will constantly be wondering what he's up to. Like, if he tells you, in 3 weeks from now that he's got to go away for the night for work, are you going to be okay with that? Like, are you going to be sitting at home with not a care in the world, or is this going to drive you nuts? You will always be wondering.
No,
right?
Absolutely.
Repairing the trust is very, very difficult. And if he doesn't understand that what he did was a mistake, and it's not like, I'm just sorry I got caught and wow, you reacted really harshly to this. Okay, I guess that's weird then. Like none of that flies, because that's just not responsibility, and that is not in any way him letting you know that he values your relationship and your trust and your love and your time.
He said he's going to go into therapy and we can try couples counseling. He definitely says he loves me, and that's one part I do want to believe, obviously, because I've spent 5 years with this guy, and it's not that I can paint him with just one brush, right? Like, the bad part was him, but there was also a lot of good parts, and that was still him too.
There's a need, though, and boredom isn't the answer. He has, he's getting something out of this that he feels that he needs, or there's a reason why he doesn't want to take those feelings that he has and direct them towards you. That there's something he's getting out of this that he needs to work out with somebody, and maybe that person is you and a therapist or whatever it is, but you got to get to the why.
Right. No, absolutely. No, thank you guys. This really clears my mind a lot and helps me, get on track with where I should be.
Okay.
All right, girl. Thanks for reaching out.
No worries. Are you guys going to ask me the question?
Oh, damn. I mean, I wasn't, because it was a pretty sensitive topic that
Whatever.
we just covered off here. But, Mika, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Okay. Mocha, I love you, but it's Roz.
Oh, interesting.
And I'll tell you why. Whenever somebody says Roz, it's always like, oh, because he's so straight up and, he can be quite rude or whatever. But I think personally,
yeah.
Okay, personally, I think I've been listening to you guys since I was like a teenager, back, I don't know, in 2008 or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like as I have grown, some of the best life advice I have gotten from Roz.
Really, huh?
Because of him very sorted, and I find that very commendable. Like, I have a lot of respect for that. So thank you.
Well, you're
Like
very,
dad advice.
Stop it. Stop it.
Right? Basically,
No
what you're
comment.
saying.
But no, like cool,
advice.
cool young best friend.
Okay. Thank you, Mika.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
YouTubers, I want to talk about one in particular.
Please.
We've never heard of him. But you know all these prank videos that people do and they try to get famous off of, right?
Yeah.
There's a story out of Nashville, Tennessee where a prank video did not go the way this kid wanted it to go. So let this be maybe a warning or a lesson, or just hear this story if you're a young person, you got a YouTube channel, or you want to be famous on YouTube, and you think prank videos or TikTok, and you think prank videos are the way to go.
Yeah.
They really aren't, because all you got to do is meet or encounter or mess with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened to this 20-year-old. He and his jabroni friends were in a parking lot at a mall or at a shopping center with butcher knives trying to make a prank video on like fake robbing people.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people that these kids approached wasn't much older, they're just like 23 years old, approached him, and the guy, obviously getting spooked, pulled out a gun, because in Tennessee, you're allowed to carry a weapon, pulled out a gun, and in self-defense, shot this kid, and he died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was all, and when the cops talked to the other two people that were involved in the video, in filming the video and creating the video, they were like, yeah, these are like part of our kind of prank video series.
Yeah. It's those prank videos now, and I see a lot of them pop up if I'm scrolling through Facebook, and the industry of prank videos are really now just prank-themed videos.
Yeah.
Because there's so many laws now with what you can and can't do and what will get pulled down off, just with consent in video and everything else. And so many of these prank videos, like the big ones that get, millions and millions of views that I see, are all setups. Like they're prank-themed videos. They're not actual prank videos. And sometimes the acting is really, really terrible. But we're now in the place where it was the height of everything, where prank videos were everything. And then everybody wised up and said, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And then people were like, well, we still like watching those things. So they would manufacture sort of pranks. And now we're going back again to those aren't good enough. What can we do bigger,
make
better?
It real
make
again.
it real
Try to
again.
make it real again.
Yeah, but we've been there before. This isn't the first time somebody died doing a prank video.
Yeah.
But I just find it wild that the cycle that it went back to this point so soon, because the idea of the prank video kind of went away for a little while, right?
Because then they started becoming mean. I think, right?
Yeah, they did, and I just don't like. There's a huge audience for it, and I've never understood it, but I just don't want to watch somebody hurt somebody else. Like, I used to like Jackass when they hurt themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But I was always uncomfortable when one of them would hurt the other one.
Yeah.
Right? I'm all for somebody saying, I right now choose to, go head first into a porta potty. Right? I'm fine with that. You're making a decision for yourself. Right?
Yeah.
But I was never into this guy is standing next to a porta potty, so we're then going to pick him up and throw him in.
Right.
I never found that funny.
That's just mean.
It's just mean at that point, right? But I'm shocked that we got back to the running around parking lots with knives now again so fast.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Fast.
So take warning, everybody.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hi, E. How are you? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi.
How old are you, E?
14.
And you live where?
In Victoria, BC.
Shout out to Victoria, BC.
And so what's going on with you? What's your question?
I like this straight girl in my class, and she doesn't like me back.
You got a crush on a straight girl.
Yeah.
How well do you know it? Like, is this person like a really good friend of yours? Is just somebody that you know in your class? Like, you don't really know them that well?
I don't really know them that well.
Oh, okay.
And so you're wondering what to like. If you already sort of like, are you friends? Does she know how you feel about her? Like, have you guys had a conversation? Like, what's the latest on this?
We don't really talk that much. She really doesn't know I like her though.
Okay, and so. This is a tough one, and you can we can talk about the fact that you're gay, she's straight, or it can just be two straight people or two gay people. And I think that what it comes down to is you have to realize that this is all one-sided. And I know that sort of hurts to come to that realization, but this isn't two people in love who can't make it work. This isn't, her sitting here going, oh God, I wish I didn't have the feelings that I do because I think you're really, really great. But this is entirely one-sided, and it's not. Yeah. It's not being in love.
Do people in your class, or does this girl that you like know that you're gay? I assume they do, right?
Yeah, her best friend knows.
There's a lot you can do to sort of get over things in the same way that you're going to have to do it, 100 more times in your life.
Yeah.
And that is the first thing you have to do is to just realize what the realities of the situation are. And that hurts and it sucks. And you really like this girl, but, it's just not going to work out. And you can't force somebody to like you. You can't. It doesn't work that way. Like, you can't just keep trying and trying and trying, hopefully that you then break them. Or the other thing you can't do is just sit around patiently and quiet, hoping that they come around, because it's not sounding like they ever will. And then you're only hurting yourself and holding yourself back in those situations.
Yeah.
And I know the term move on is like very parental and so overused. And it's like, well, how then do I move on? You can say it, but how do you do it? And I think the thing is to just sort of carry on and to just keep being cool and keep being funny, and don't shut her out of your life. Like, still, if you guys are buddies, then just, you're still going to hang. You're still going to laugh. You're still going to do all those things, because you don't have to lose a friend just because you guys are, coming from two different places when it comes to, what you're both looking for and how you want to move through the world. You can still move through the world together as friends, but you just have to realize that the crush you have is one-sided.
Right.
Are there other gay kids in your school?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Do you kick it with them? Like, do you know them? Or do they know you?
Kinda.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to talk to anybody about having a gay crush?
No, because they all like gay people, so...
Right, but you haven't met anybody who's been in the same situation as you, where they're gay but they have a crush on somebody who's straight, and how they dealt with it. You haven't had that opportunity to have that conversation?
No.
No. Hey, Maury, come in here for a second. Maury, you ever had a gay crush, or a straight crush? I guess it would be
every day.
No, come on, man. Be serious here.
Honestly, when I was growing up, I think exactly when I was your age, there were two people that I had big crushes on, and I totally know what you're feeling right now, because it's kind of like, wanting something that you just can't have.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts you. And you know what? I know Roz was saying you can just be friends. That may not actually be easy, because every time you hang with the person, it's going to hurt inside, because you're like, I can't be more than just friends with you.
Right.
Because every time we laugh, I'm like, oh my God, this is killing me inside. And I know that when I had a crush on Luke and Carlos in school, that it was tough to hang with them, because I just wanted to know, I wanted them to know that I had a crush on them. But at the time, you're out. I wasn't out.
Right. And that's sort of universal, though, whether you're gay or straight, having a crush on somebody who doesn't have a crush on you back, how you navigate that world. But there's just more to deal with when you're young and you're gay and you like somebody who's young and straight. You got a lot more to deal with. We're not saying, hey, force a friendship here, but you don't have to cut them out of your life if you don't want to.
I used to write M+L in my notebook all the time.
Which was?
Maury plus Luke.
And where is Luke now?
Luke's a famous DJ.
Oh, he is.
Maury still creeps him on Facebook.
I know, still. So just so you know, when you're in your 40s, you're probably still going to be creeping this person on social media. So you better just come to terms with that now.
All the best, E. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Thank you.
All
Take care. Bye-bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Zoom meetings are normal now. Most people have figured it out. A lot of people still haven't. Like that guy, the lawyer that we talked about yesterday, who was about to take part in a court proceeding, and when he opened up Zoom, the cat filter was on, and he couldn't figure out how to remove the cat filter.
I'm not a cat.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat.
Right?
It's me,
And
I'm
like
here. I'm
everyone
not a
that
cat.
everyone that uses Zoom, we all have like our individual like little hiccups that take place, right?
Yeah.
There's this professor, math professor at the National University of Singapore, who was doing a lesson the other day, and it was 2 hours,
Okay.
and his mic was muted, and he didn't know.
Oh, for 2 hours? Oh, for God's sake, kill me.
And he came on at the end, and I guess unmuted, and said this to the class.
Any questions? Now we can finish our class. Do you have any questions?
Actually, muted all the while, so we cannot hear anything from you since 6:08.
Oh, from what?
6:08 p.m. Just few minutes. Yeah. Then from 6:08 onwards, your screen froze and we hear nothing from you ever since. Yeah.
Just hyperventilating.
Okay, so maybe I will redo this class sometime. Sorry.
So one of the students who was
that's
who was there and waited to the very end commented on the video after it was released. Their class started at 6 p.m. Then the professor muted himself at 6:08. Nobody knows why. Students tried all sorts of things to get his attention by unmuting and even calling his phone. However, he did not respond and continued with the lesson. And there was like hundreds of students in this class. But then as time went on and they all realized that he didn't know he was muted, they all started to dip from the class. So it was like 20-something that decided to stay for the 2 hours of that class until the very end.
I'm wondering.
Well, hold on, here's where I'm confused.
I'm wondering if this may have been him just not being prepared for the lecture, because this to me.
Oh, just spitting words?
No, let's just say, okay?
Yeah.
Let's just say he just wasn't prepared, okay? But he's a man of honor and he doesn't want to let the class down.
Yeah.
So instead of going up there, either A, unprepared, or two, telling people that he was unprepared or having to cancel the class, maybe it was easier to just mute the mic and talk nonsense for 2 hours. And then reschedule the lesson when you can be a little bit more prepared.
Here's where I'm confused, because when your mic is muted and you're talking, a bar comes up on Zoom saying to
but
unmute.
you can't see though. Like if it's
That's what I'm saying. Like if he's far
Sorry,
away.
one thing I forgot to mention. Part of
Yes.
the problem and why I don't understand how he didn't recognize, or maybe he was just so into the zone of this lecture, is that he was on an iPad using Zoom and the iPad froze. So what the students didn't hear anything, but they also saw like a frozen screen of their professor.
And they stayed?
And 20 plus ended up staying for the lesson.
Man.
But how did the professor not like every now and then
Because
look
if
at
he's
the screen?
if he's at the chalkboard or whatever and not really looking at the screen and he's doing the lesson.
I remember when I was in school, if a teacher was like 10 minutes late to class, kids used to start spitting nonsense like, the rules say if it's 12 minutes, we get to leave. You know what I mean?
No 5-minute rule.
There's no way I'm sticking around for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? You're listening to just made up nonsense by other kids at that point. Yeah, that's incredible. I really feel for the guy too.
Yeah, but just the shock in his voice when he found out that he was
Oh
on
my
mute
God.
for 2 hours.
He sounded
Any
like
questions? Now we can finish our class. Do you have any questions?
Actually, muted all the while, so we cannot hear anything from you since 6:08.
Oh, from what?
6:08 p.m. Just few minutes. Yeah. Then from 6:08 onwards, your screen froze and we hear nothing from you ever since. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I will redo this class sometime. Sorry.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Adrianne Fekete is a private investigator, and with Valentine's Day this weekend, says that for her company is the busiest time of the year. Is that right, Adrianne?
It is, absolutely. Shockingly, the week before, obviously the day of, and the week after is our busiest holiday.
Right.
So explain to everybody exactly what it is that you do.
So I have a team of 28 private investigators that do everything from infidelity, questionable behavior, obviously corporate investigation, and all that other fun stuff. But during Valentine's Day,
keep in mind we have to keep our spouses and partners happy, but then there is the flip side where people are keeping their other person or people happy as well.
Oof, jeez. And what sort of things have you caught somebody doing, and how do you then explain that to the person that hired you? Like, what's the process?
We have to be very upfront and honest, and that's what we've built our agency on for the last 20 years. And, you know, people are often shocked when they call me in tears and they're like, oh, my God, I can't believe my wife or my husband's cheating on me, because they're both cheating. People ask me all the time, is it more men? Is it more women? And my answer always is, well, they're cheating typically with the opposite sex, sometimes same-sex partners, which is a whole different can of worms we can chat about after. But most definitely, you know, they're like, why? And, you know, my kind of answer to them is, you know, well, if you're not having sex with them, somebody else probably is. And then they're just all shocked and missed and everything like that. But people usually come to us because they've either saw a text message, found a credit card charge, saw something that they thought was bought for them. And then the big, huge Valentine's Day disappointment. They're waiting for that, you know, diamond bracelet or ring or something that they saw, a spa getaway. And guess what?
Oh, no.
Not for you.
What are the not that you want to hurt your own business here, but when it comes to somebody being unfaithful and cheating, what are some of the rookie mistakes that you just see over and over and over again that lead to somebody getting busted?
Well, exactly. That's a great question, because you talk about rookie mistakes with COVID. You know, a lot of times people would pay cash, so there's no paper trail. People will have separate cell phones, et cetera. Now, with the COVID lockdown, you know, cashless purchases. So lots of people making purchases on their credit cards and, you know, their significant other finding them. That's number one. Having another cell phone, huge rookie mistake. You know, if anything, there's so many apps and so many things that you can. Not that I'm telling people how to cheat, but it's a lot less obvious than actually finding a second cell phone. And, you know, now, sorry, just to go back to the credit card statement thing, the other thing is now with all the lockdowns, there's lots of curbside pickup. So, you know, we'd be following somebody and it's like, oh, you know, he's going to, you know, this store or that store, or she's, you know, attended, you know, this particular spa and is booking something. And, you know, husband's miffed because it's like, well, she hates that place. We've never gone there. Lo and behold, she goes there with somebody else.
We're talking to Adrianne Fekete. She works for Star Quality Private Investigations, where she says it really is the busiest time of year.
Do you ever get asked to, because we have this conversation all the time with people that call in, which is what is cheating? And do you ever get asked to investigate somebody who may not be having a full-on physical affair, but it is something quite cheaty that happens exclusively online or over the phone?
You know, absolutely. You know, in this day and age, everything is connected via your PDA. It is so, you know, swipe left, swipe right, whatever the case may be, super easy to cheat. But a lot of times, you know, and it's funny because I get asked this all the time, is it, going back to, is it more men, is it more women? Mm-hmm. You know, women are more apt to cheat, like, say, on the phone, you know, because it's more an emotional affair, let's say. That's how it typically starts. But for men, too, people that are lonely, whether it be just, you know, emotional, whether it be sexual, whether it be porn, there's so many things you can do through your phone. So I think my, you know, quick answer to that question would be, it's anything your partner's not comfortable with. So if you have a male friend or a female friend and your other half isn't good with it, well, that's probably cheating. If you're not telling them about it and you're lying about it, sneaking in the bathroom and, you know, texting at 2 a.m., probably cheating.
Interesting.
How are people able to cheat? Like, I don't know if you figured this out, Adrianne, but how are people able to cheat, like, on Valentine's Day? Like, what do you do to tell your significant other that you are leaving for, you know, a duration of time than to go spend with your side piece.
Do you want me to give you 100 different excuses? Oh my God, I got called into work. We've got somebody flying in. I know this is terrible. I'll make it up to you. Here's a $150,000 beautiful necklace.
Wow.
I swear to God, we'll go tomorrow. And that's why it's that so busy, because it's that push and pull, because they've got the pressure of the spouse, and then they've got the pressure of their other person that is saying, well, if you loved me, you say you don't love your wife or your husband, you'd spend it with me. So, and that's when people typically trip up. And that's why I say it's busy the week before, the day of, and the week after, because they're playing makeup and catch up.
Oh, damn. Adrianne Fekete from Star Quality Private Investigations. Thank you very much for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show. I know you and your team are going to be real busy this weekend.
Super busy. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Here we go.
Mocha, mocha.
Yes, Roz.
Are you ready?
Let's do the news.
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Tom Holland says Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are not in Spider-Man 3.
Excusez-moi?
So that was the big story, that they were going to do a Spider-Verse and that Garfield, Holland, and Maguire were all going to be there together. So Tom Holland was asked in a brand new interview about the rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to be Spider-Mans in the new Spider-Man movie. And he says, no, they will not be appearing in this film unless they have hidden the most massive piece of information from me, which I think is too big of a secret for them to keep from me. But as of yet, no. It'll be a continuation of the Spider-Man movies that we've been making. But later on in the interview, when talking about the movie, he says this: I honestly have no idea what this film is about, and I'm 8 weeks into shooting it.
You're such a liar, Tom Holland. You're a terrible bad
So
liar.
you think he's a terrible liar? Yeah.
You know why? Because the news stories came out how many months ago?
Yeah.
That all these people were involved. At any point, as soon as that story came out, Marvel could have come out and said, this is absolutely not true.
Right. Right.
Terrible liar.
Right.
You got to work on your line, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of
He's
that.
lying,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. Because normally it was Mark Ruffalo that would spoil all the Marvel movies, right?
Yeah. I think he learned his lesson finally.
Yeah.
They just don't tell him anything.
No, I know. Donald Trump's impeachment trial starts tomorrow.
Sick.
Sick. So you need at least 2/3. This is what we know, as we knew this from the last time. So they need 67 votes. I don't think it's not likely that it's going to happen. The Senate is essentially split 50-50, Republicans and Democrats. So they would need a total of 17 Republican senators who would be willing to break ranks and flip over to the other side. A conviction would not necessarily result in Trump losing any of his presidential benefits. A conviction only withholds certain privileges, such as his pension and his Secret Service detail. If the Senate were to convict, they could hold another vote to disqualify Trump from holding office in the future. And where in that vote, they would only need a majority, but they're going to go through with it like they did the last time. There will be no conviction. So nothing is really going to change.
Big waste of time.
So the pilot in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others was, quote, legally prohibited from flying into the clouds, but did so anyway. This according to the National Transportation Safety Board's commission. They said this yesterday. Ara Zaboyan told air traffic controllers that his helicopter was climbing out of the clouds when, in fact, it was descending immediately before slamming into that hillside. NTSB chairman said that the pilot was, quote, flying under visual flight orders, which legally prohibit him from penetrating the clouds. The board, quote, will discuss whether the pilot faced pressure to complete the flight, whether there were expectations on the pilot from the actual company policy, and did he put pressure on himself, and what actions could have been taken to avoid the crash. So that is the latest on the investigation into the Kobe Bryant crash. Aunt Jemima gets a brand new name.
Oh,
So Quaker Oats said yesterday that Aunt Jemima brand pancakes and maple syrup will be rebranded as Pearl Milling Company. Aunt Jemima products will be I guess until June, they're going to continue to sell Aunt Jemima, and then the packaging will officially switch over. Quaker Oats announced last June that it would retire the Aunt Jemima brand, saying the character's origins are, quote, based on a racial stereotype, a black woman content to serve her white masters. Now, former slave Nancy Green became the actual face of the pancake products in 1890. Quaker said that the Pearl Milling Company was founded in 1888 in Missouri and was the originator of self-rising pancake mix. So they're sort of going back to the OGs of the actual originators.
We created this.
1/3 of people say that they have said "I love you" to somebody that they've only dated virtually.
Oh, yeah?
That's a huge number.
That's a massive number.
According to a new survey, yes, 1 in 3 people have told someone "I love you" after having only dated them virtually and never met face-to-face.
That's like, I don't know, after...
It's not silly.
Just like an emotional connection, I guess?
People have had full-on relationships with people just over apps and texts and everything else where they've never met them, but full-on emotional, sexual relationships that have a full arc.
That seems like a high number, though. 1/3 of people?
Yeah, that's a really high number to me. The survey also found that the average single person has had 13 virtual dates in the past 10 months. Reasons are they're cheap, there's less pressure, easier to arrange, easier to leave.
I thought because of COVID.
Yes, they have. Yes,
yeah,
but yeah, no, and you don't have to get dressed up. But yeah, no, that's a big number to me. I remember when Catherine and I first started, there was no iPhone, didn't exist yet, so it was just BlackBerry BBM. And we had almost 2 different relationships for a while. We had the relationship that it would engage with when we were face-to-face in the same room hanging out. And then we had our separate relationship, which was on BBM. And stuff that
on purpose?
No, it just worked out that way because we did so much BBM talking. That we would talk about things on BBM that we wouldn't discuss when we were with each other, and then at the end of the night, when I went home or she went home, we would continue discussing the things on BBM that we were talking about before.
Not like what happened.
No,
it was what you were talking about in real life.
It was 2 separate things. It was really quite incredible.
Yeah.
And then eventually everything merged. But we were more honest with each other on BBM, and it was the first time I was ever in that kind of relationship.
I feel like a lot of people are like that.
We said things that were difficult to say. We had
face to face.
We had like a lot of our heart to hearts at the very beginning. We would see each other all the time, but the real deep conversations that we had were all through BBM and saved for BBM. We wouldn't even really try to bring them up when we were together. It was really interesting, yeah. Morgan Wallen, he had not said anything since the video was released on over the weekend, Sunday, I believe it was, of him drunk saying the N-word. I know his sister came out to defend him, but he was dropped by his label. He was pulled from everywhere. And he broke his silence last night on social media. This is one part of Morgan's statement.
The video you saw was me on hour 72 of 72 of a bender. I let so many people down. So this week I've been waiting to say anything further until I got the chance to apologize to those closest to me that I knew I personally hurt. I also accepted some invitations from some amazing black organizations to engage in some very real and honest conversations. And one thing I've learned already is I'm specifically sorry for is that it matters. My words matter. This week I heard firsthand some personal stories from black people that honestly shook me. And I know what I'm going through this week doesn't even compare to some of the trials I heard about from them. There's no reason to downplay what I did. I appreciate those who still see something in me and have defended me. But for today, please don't.
He went on to say this.
And lastly, I have one favor to ask. I appreciate those who still see something in me and have defended me. But for today, please don't. I was wrong. It's on me to take ownership for this, and I fully accept any penalties I'm facing. The timing of my return is solely upon me and the work I put in. I still had a lot of really good people in my corner trying to help me, and I appreciate them more than you know. I appreciate you more than you know. This entire situation is ugly right now, but I'll keep searching for ways to become the example instead of being made one.
What do you think of that? Hey, Shem, come on here for a second.
A lot of thought went into that.
I know that you listened to this whole thing this morning. What are your thoughts on the apology?
I don't know.
Were you looking for an apology?
I really wasn't. I mean, look, I feel like
when you drop a word like that, it's not really a mistake. It's not the first time he's obviously said something like that.
Yeah.
It's probably the first time it's been caught on tape, right? He hasn't really had a lot of, I mean, I know he's been dropped by his label and he had a bunch of things that's sort of happened to him, but it feels a little hollow to me. He's got to do some soul searching, right? And he's got to figure it out.
But is he allowed? This is my question, I guess. Is he done now, or is there a path back?
There's
Because
always a
I
path
think that that's the question. Like, I know that he doesn't want people to defend him, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if there is a path back, or any sort of words or actions that would allow somebody like you or others to sort of move beyond.
Well, look at it this way, right? Is somebody like me Morgan Wallen's audience? Like, am I his core fan base?
I don't think you have to be, though. I don't think you have to be, though.
But in terms of him coming back, in terms of having success, I think that there's obviously a path back for him, right?
Right.
I really do think so. In terms of him getting the forgiveness from people like myself, that's probably gone, especially in today's climate. It's probably gone. He'll always probably be branded that guy. In the same way that, you remember Michael Richards from Seinfeld, like when he was out yelling and yelling.
Kramer.
Kramer,
when he went
right?
off on stage that time.
When
That
he
ruined
was going
him.
crazy, it ruined him.
Yeah.
Right? I think Morgan Wallen is going to have a successful career and he'll be fine in that sense. I just think that he will be forever
His fans,
branded.
I think his fans will be his fans. Everyone else will just, like, he's done.
They're already his fans, right? I mean, he's had increases in sales.
Oh,
right?
I know.
His fans have supported
I
him,
know.
so.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Minnesota is prepping for the second-degree murder trial of Derek Chauvin. This is the white cop that was in the video with his knee on the back of George Floyd's neck. That trial is set to start March 8th. Cameras will be allowed in the courtroom. Jurors will remain anonymous during the proceedings, and the National Guard will be deployed at various checkpoints. The budget for security for the Chauvin trial is $35 million so far.
Oh, so far.
So far. So the trials for the other three cops who were terminated after George Floyd was killed are all set to begin in August. So did you see this video of Tom Brady throwing the Lombardi trophy?
No.
So they didn't have a parade because of COVID, right?
But they're on a boat or something,
They're
right?
like, boats.
Okay.
So they were on Tom Brady's boat. Tom Brady's boat is called Viva La Vida, which is the name of Giselle's environmental conservation initiative.
Okay.
And so Tom Brady is on his boat, and I guess another boat pulls up, and Tom Brady holds the Lombardi trophy and launches it from his boat like 15 feet across water, and somebody on the other boat catches it like it's a football.
No.
Yes.
The GOAT.
Right?
That's why he's got all the rings.
Yeah, and then did you see them take him off the boat?
Oh, I saw that.
Okay.
But listen.
It's so rude.
But listen, no. Listen, if you're a Super Bowl champ, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're celebrating with the team.
Right. Pause for 1 second. So if you haven't seen the video, he's walking like off the dock, and Tom Brady's got a big old smile on his face, but he has like guys with him who are literally holding him up.
Yeah, he's
like
just
he's
wobbly
so
as hell.
trashed. Like so trashed.
You tell me after you win a ring like that, you're not going to go and celebrate?
No, listen, man, the guy's been, he hasn't had a drop of alcohol in about 12 months, and he's been eating lettuce.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I
that's
don't know.
true.
Like, I don't know what he does.
Sleeping 12 hours a day.
Yeah, right? Like, alcohol hits different.
One sip of tequila.
Yes.
Right? One sip of whiskey. It could have just been one shot and he was done.
Yeah, but bro, you got to see this video of him throwing the Lombardi trophy.
Okay, I
like it
wanna see
means
that.
nothing. Like it means nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, and not only that, there's a crowd of people on the other boat, and it starts flipping through the air, and that thing has a big, hard, sharp bottom on it.
Hold on, let me see this.
Got it.
So when I type in Tom Brady, the only thing really, majority of the videos are him.
Yes.
His drunk ass just being escorted.
Like sea legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Here's a video. Here's a video.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's so happy
Oh
with
my
himself.
God.
Bro, okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, he was so lit that day.
But man, he looked like he had a good time, huh?
Why not?
The head of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Organization Committee, Yoshiro Mori, will resign over the sexist remarks that sparked an outcry over the last couple of days. If you remember, he had said this, that board meetings with a lot of women, quote, take too much time. And women have a strong sense of competition. And if one person raises their hand, others probably think, I need to say something too. That's why everybody speaks. He goes on to say, I heard someone say that if we are to increase the number of female board members, we have to regulate speaking time to some extent. Otherwise, we'll never be able to finish.
Jeez, man.
So he's now resigning.
Yeah.
As you should. Because you just can't say that stuff. And be so confident about it, too. Like, that was the weird thing. Like, it's not like he was recorded saying this, like, behind closed doors. Like, he just said...
he probably said it before.
Just said this to people.
He said it before to people.
Gina Carano, I have not seen somebody work so hard to lose a job in the last little while than Gina Carano. So Gina Carano in Mandalorian plays Cara Dune. I like her. Like, I like that character. I know a lot of fans don't, but I like the character.
Yeah.
So Lucasfilm released a statement saying that Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the future. They go on to say, nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. So she is an outspoken conservative, and she came under fire after she shared a post from another account on her Instagram where they were sort of conflating the treatment of conservatives in the United States to Jews in Germany. And the post read this: Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even children. Because the story is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? So that's what she wrote. And before that, and there's just like a bunch of nonsense that you can disagree with her, you can agree with her, whatever. The other stuff that she was being dragged for is really like, you got to really hate. Like, she posted a picture of somebody with wearing like 6 masks.
Yeah.
And then she just wrote, meanwhile in California.
Yeah.
Right. So she did that, but then people were calling for her job for that too.
Right.
Like she just doesn't stop. And I've never seen in like a very long time somebody go so hard out of their way to get fired off a hit show. When they announced New Republic, that was going to be her show.
Oh, damn. Was it really?
Yes. That's the story. And she started with this social media stuff.
Yeah.
And because people who are into that and all the conspiracies and everything else, you can't shut up about it. And you won't listen to anybody who tells you to shut up about it. And that show, they were supposed to announce when they had the shareholders meeting that she was going to be a huge part of that show. But at the shareholders meeting, she was the name that was not mentioned. So it had already started. So I'm guessing for the last little while, somebody at Disney said, "Hey, listen, you're on thin ice. You got to calm down with this." Like,
and she goes and does this
and then she just won't stop.
Yeah.
Like, she just won't stop. So it's like she wanted to be fired from the show to make some sort of dumb point.
But not just that show, but like she wanted to end her career.
Yeah,
like nobody's gonna hire her now for anything.
I don't know. And God, forget about it. I got more to say, but I don't want to say it. New York State will open sports venues to fans. So after seeing the success of having people in the stands at the Buffalo Bills playoff game, New York State will start allowing fans to attend sporting events again. Stadiums and arenas with 10,000 seats or more will be allowed to have 10% capacity for fans. Attendees will be socially distant, and attendees will also need to provide a negative COVID test done 72 hours prior to the event. The first event under these new rules is going to be a Nets game at Barclays Center against Sacramento on February 23rd.
Oh, wow.
So soon. State and local rules vary across the country when it comes to allowing fans to watch games. So WrestleMania is coming up. We saw what they did with Super Bowl.
Yeah. WrestleMania was good. They said that WWE said that they wanted to see what the Super Bowl was going to do and how they were going to be able to have the fans before they decide what they're going to do with their
Yeah,
event.
and it's tough. It almost makes more sense to do it for any sort of regular season game as opposed to, because it wasn't. You can do whatever you want in the stadium. Like you can have 25,000 fans like they did for Super Bowl inside the stadium, and you can have everybody socially distant and mandate masks and all that stuff. But during a big game like that, when Tampa Bay wins, and then all those 25,000 people just go on the streets and party, everything you did inside that building is for naught.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter.
So it's almost like you don't want them to do playoffs. Like regular season stuff, sure, maybe. But playoffs is where it starts getting really dangerous, where you got people wanting to
I
party
don't
in
know.
the streets after a big win.
I'm still not comfortable. I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do it? Tessica Brown, the Gorilla Glue girl, took that doctor up on his offer in Beverly Hills, flew there the other day, sat for 4 hours under general anesthesia for the $12,000 procedure that I guess was gifted to her. And I just watched the video, and she can run her hands through her hair now.
Yeah, it's beautiful
She
now.
came out of it. Yeah, she's all better.
Finally.
Exactly. Taylor Swift making a huge announcement on Good Morning America today.
Taylor, I'll let you tell us what's new.
Good morning, America. It's Taylor. I'm so excited to share with you that tonight at midnight, I'll be putting out my version of my song Love Story, which was originally on my album Fearless. I've now finished re-recording all of Fearless, which will be coming out soon. My version of Fearless will have 26 songs on it because I've decided to add songs from the vault, which are songs that almost made the original Fearless album, but I've now gone back and recorded those so that everyone will be able to hear not only the songs that made the album, but the songs that almost made it. The full picture.
There you go. It is
Wow.
called Fearless Taylor's Version is what the album is going to be called. And Love Story, as she said, drops tonight at midnight. Now, we heard a little bit of Love Story in that Match.com commercial, if you remember.
Oh, right. The one with the devil.
The devil in 2020.
Classic. You Belong With Me is also on that album.
Is this the old one or the new one?
I think this is the old one.
The old one.
Which is like a friendly reminder of what the song sounds like. So it'll be interesting to hear what all the other stuff, including the bonus tracks that she said that that didn't make the first cut of the album, what those all sound like.
And I like that she's going back to the vault, but going back to the vault only for things that are in the vault from that period. Like she's not taking stuff that was maybe written a little bit afterwards. But even re-recording this stuff from the vault, like she's not even giving you the originals from that time, which I guess she can't do either.
No.
So you have to go and even just re-record the songs that nobody's ever heard before, which is really interesting.
That's great.
Roz and Mocha Q&A.
Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. It's so cool.
Oh, well, what is your question?
What are your favorite or unique ways to prepare chicken in a pan or oven?
Oh. Well, why don't we... Do you have a specific way, Sarah? Or are you like looking for ideas because you're...
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm bored. Yeah, and I try something new.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
What's kind of like your traditional way of making chicken, Sarah?
Like usually the chicken breast, just like cut it in half and then put it in the pan and then in the oven. You know, like the pan just to get the color and then in the oven for it to cook properly. And then like a wine glaze.
Oh, nice. All right.
Over it, yeah.
All right, but you're just getting bored.
Yeah.
Man, I cook chicken so many different ways.
Yeah?
I cooked a chicken. I did a whole chicken last night, which I haven't done in a real long time.
Oh, really?
And I did it in a way that, like, I can prepare chicken this way. I just can't tell Catherine that I prepared chicken this way because she won't eat it.
Oh, wow.
And it has nothing to do with the actual way that it's cooked. It's just the style in which you cook it, which is called spatchcocking.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I told Catherine I was going to spatchcock a chicken for us.
Yeah.
And she was like, don't ever say that again. And if
Okay.
you ever do that to a chicken ever again, I don't know what it is, but don't tell me you've done it. And so, do you know what spatchcocking is? So,
Yeah.
Oh, you do, Sarah? I've never heard of this.
Spatchcocking is when you cook a whole chicken, but it's laid out flat. So you flip it over, you cut out the spine.
Okay.
Right? You take
I've
scissors.
seen
You
that.
take scissors and you cut one side of the spine, and then you cut the other side of the spine. You take the spine out, you throw the spine away, or you can make like a stock with it or whatever. And then you flip the chicken back over so it's breast up, and then you push down and you sort of crack that part in the middle, and then it's all flat.
So butterflies.
And yes, but it's
No,
called spatchcocking.
Right, but most people would just say butterfly.
No, it's called spatchcocking. It
I
has a
bought
name.
spatchcocked chicken at the butcher before.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And it was marinated already and everything. I was like, okay.
That's what I did in the bottom of my shower, right?
What, spatchcocking?
Isn't that's like clear
no,
thing?
it's not. No, I just explained what spatchcocking is, Maury. So there's spatchcocking, and then I've been doing a lot lately of chicken thighs.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and
gross.
you don't like chicken thighs?
No, they taste like some expired butter.
Oh my God!
Is it because it's too like gummy or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't mind
no,
chicken
man.
thighs.
I'll make you a chicken thigh more that you will die. You will die. So the way that I do chicken thighs is first thing I do is so skin on, right? Skin on. And then you flip it over and you got to get that bone out, right? So you got to cut the bone out, get rid of the bone, and then flatten it all out nice. And then I take a piece of paper towel. Right, I lay 2 pieces of paper towel out on the kitchen counter, and I take a little tiny bit of baking soda.
Okay.
And I take the baking soda and I sprinkle it all over the paper towel and rub it with my hand. So it's just a thin layer of baking soda.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I'll take salt and put it on top of that. And then I take the skin side of the chicken thighs and I push them down into the paper towel. So you get a little tiny bit of baking soda and the salt on it. And then you cold fry them. So you take your pan, you don't preheat the pan. Okay, and you put nothing in the pan, no butters, no oils, no nothing. And you take the chicken thighs and you put them skin side down in the pan, and then you turn the heat up. And they cook slowly like that, skin side down, and they cook slowly like that.
It doesn't stick?
No, because eventually what winds up happening is all that fat renders, and they will lift off of the pan. You just don't touch them. Don't touch them. Don't go poking at them. Don't start doing anything, okay?
Well, what do you start the heat at? At medium?
So I put it on like
Or low?
I'll start it at like 3/4, and then really I turn it down to medium, and I just let it sit there. Like I will cook these things skin side down, sometimes like 20 minutes.
Yeah?
Right?
And how many are in there?
And then 4, right?
Okay.
And then what happens is all that fat from the skin releases out of the skin, and now your pan is full of it. And then you crank up the heat and flip them over and cook the underside of the thighs in that chicken fat that is now perfectly rendered inside your pan, and take it out. And that skin will be so golden brown, but the skin is cooked all the way through. So even when you lift it off, you don't get any of that little bit of fat bit under between the meat and the skin. It's like perfectly crispy rendered skin.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of chicken thighs lately.
Jenna has been doing whole chicken in the oven. There's a recipe my sister, Lisa, has been doing and told us about. And we love it now.
Yeah.
And it's just buttermilk chicken. You just take a whole chicken, put it in a big-ass Ziploc bag, pour a bunch of buttermilk and a bunch of salt, and let it sit overnight. And then you put it in a pan, a little bit of onion on the bottom of the pan. But the trick is, I'm trying to remember why they did this. Maybe you know why. But you're supposed to cook the chicken. You push it to one corner of the oven for a bit and let it crisp that side. And then after a bit, then you take it and you push it to the other corner of the oven.
I don't know. I've never heard
And then
that
the
before.
outside is a little bit crispy and the inside is just tender soft.
I'll give you my tip on the perfect chicken skin for a whole chicken in a second. But Maury, what's your favorite way to cook chicken?
Okay, and this was passed down to me from my dad.
Okay.
Okay, so when you have your chicken breast or whatever, you smother it.
Is it bone? Are we talking boneless, skinless? Are we talking skin on, bone in? Are we
Old
talking
school, like chicken breast with the bone,
skin on,
everything.
bone in?
Skin on
Okay.
and the bone
Yep,
inside
yep.
of it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you open a can of Campbell's mushroom soup.
Okay.
You smother the chicken with the can of mushroom soup.
With the skin on?
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
Then you crumple up regular potato chips.
Yeah.
For the crisp.
Yeah.
And you sprinkle paprika on top.
Right.
And some thyme, and then you broil it in the oven.
So hold on.
Broil it?
You're only broiling it?
Yeah.
You don't bake it?
Maybe it's baking and then broiling.
Okay, okay. Don't follow this recipe, by the way, if you're listening right now.
Don't broil it.
Okay,
No. You're gonna get sick.
Yeah, that's no way to cook a chicken.
No.
Also, if you put that much liquid on skin, that skin is never going to brown. So what does that skin taste like?
No, but that's why I guess you broil it afterwards to crisp it.
Okay, so you do bake it.
You bake it, then broil it.
Okay, and
Are
what do
you
you?
sure? Yeah, I don't think you
missed
know.
that part. I
Okay,
missed that
that's
part.
a very important part. Cooking the
But
chicken
my
is
whole life, I
arguably
remember
the
there
most
was
important
always-
part of cooking a chicken.
But I always remember cream of mushroom cans of soup
Okay.
were only being used
How
for
often
the
are
chicken.
you making this? You don't make this at home, Matthew.
No,
wouldn't
this is
eat
my
that.
dad. This is
Okay.
what my dad does when I go over.
But do you make this at all?
I'm not good. No.
So
I
what's
don't
your
wanna ruin
favorite
it.
way then to cook chicken?
My favorite way to cook chicken is you cover it with apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And then you put paprika.
Yeah.
And then you put thyme, salt, and
Right.
pepper.
So you're still putting. Is this boneless, skinless? Now we're talking.
No, with the skin.
With
I
the
love
skin
crispy
on.
skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't keep it liquidy. Like you can't put that much liquid on top of
And
the
that's
skin.
why you broil it.
Oh, God.
Gross.
Okay, so here is the trick. And I learned this not that long ago, and I've now done this multiple times. And
We're talking whole chickens
we're
here, right?
talking, yeah, whole chicken. Or like if you buy you can buy the sort of drum and the thigh attached. You can do it with this. You can do it with, they used to call them continental cut or airline cut, which is the breast that still has the little wing drumette attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what they used to serve on airlines when you used to get the chicken. That's what it was. It was boneless underneath, but it still had the skin and the little drumette on it. So here's the trick.
That's what Swiss Chalet calls quarter chicken.
No, that has the whole wing on it.
Oh, okay.
Right? This is just the breast with the little drumette on it. So here's the trick to crispy skin, and this is what the Chinese do with duck. Is before I know duck. I'm not a big fan of duck.
Oh, I love
But-
duck.
Okay, but you know when you go by and you see them hanging in the windows, like just drying and all that stuff. The process before that is in order to get perfectly crispy skin, where even the skin in the crevices is crispy. Like you're like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
How do they get it so like you could literally just poke your finger through the skin? Like it looks so gorgeous. Take your chicken, and if you're going to spatchcock it at this point. If you're not going to spatchcock it, you can do the whole chicken. And the trick is this. Fill your kettle full of water and boil water in your kettle, and then lay the chicken out while it's raw. Put it in the sink on a wire rack and pour boiling water over the skin.
Okay.
Okay, you pour boiling water over the skin, and what that does is that temporarily not cooks, but it I don't know what the process is, but it messes with the fat under the skin, and it dries immediately after you do that. So you take boiling water, pour boiling water over the skin. You're going to see the skin tighten up really, really tight around the chicken. Like you won't even be able to move it anymore. And then pat it down with paper towels, put a paper towel over it, and put it back in the fridge uncovered. And just leave it there. Yeah, leave it there for
how long?
for a couple hours. So do that. And when you take this out, the skin is going to be all sort of like bumpy. Like it's going to look like it has goosebumps all over it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be so dry. And at that point, all you need to do is a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper. And you put it in the oven at like 450 is what you're going to cook this chicken at. And
For how long?
450 for like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how big the chicken is. And when you take it out, that skin is like nothing you've ever cooked before.
Crispy?
There is no fatty part to the skin anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, just from pouring boiling water over it. But that's what they do. So in the Chinese restaurants, they dunk the entire duck into boiling water and then pull it out and put it in the fridge to dry.
Oh, wow.
And they'll leave it there for a day.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the oil or to the oven or whatever it is that they're cooking.
I love
And then it dries out again. Then they
I love
hang
when
it
the
again.
skin is so crispy, it's like skin chips.
That's what I ordered skin for Christmas dinner. I went to the butcher and I got him to give me a whole thing of skin, and he didn't even charge me for it because he's like,
he's like,
I
they just
he's like, I
toss
don't
it
even know what
anyway.
to charge you for this, but he gave me like a giant pack of skin, and
That
and it
sounds
was
so gross.
Bro,
if you're
it
just
was,
tuning in right now, we're talking chicken.
He gave me a huge pack of skin. And I cooked it and I put it all on a plate with like a dip. So it was one of the sides. So you had turkey and stuffing and veg and everything else. And then you had this plate of just leftover skin that was crispy like a potato chip.
You know what? Like, why is there no market for packaged skin?
I don't know.
Like
It's
Metro?
not good for you.
Yeah, it's
Like
not
an
the
excess,
best.
right?
Yeah.
There you go, Sarah. You got a couple options.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for
Have a good
listening.
day.
Take
You know,
care.
that's a good potato chip flavor. Like they,
Oh
you know,
my
rough
God.
like Lay's
And just a
should do
little bit of
that.
salt and pepper on it and like, oh, so good.
Jen asks here if Maury, damn it, Maury, has ever appeared on Speaker's Corner back in the day.
We have to explain what Speaker's Corner was to people.
Yeah.
So there was a building in Toronto. It was the City TV building years ago. and it was where Much Music was. And they had a corner, and it was like a booth that you could go in, and you could put, $1 in?
Yeah, like Much Music isn't even there anymore.
No, like you could put $1 in it, right?
Yeah.
And then the camera, it was like a photo booth, but only it was video. And then the camera go on, and you could basically say anything you wanted in that little booth or do anything in that little booth. And then they would take all that video and they would package together a show that would air on the weekends of the sort of best of the week, everything that was great from just
That's
randoms
where
going in Speaker's Corner.
The Bare Naked Ladies got their
Yes,
start.
exactly.
People would go in and perform. They would talk
Yes.
political stuff. You would get tourists that go in there
Yeah.
just to talk about
People
whatever.
proposing.
People proposing. Yeah, it was all sorts of stuff.
I will say this, though. The booth was very dirty.
Yes. Oh my God, that
filthy.
place was a nightmare corner. So the question was, were you ever on Speaker's Corner?
Now,
Maury?
I know that I've gone to Speaker's Corner with my Uncle Michael.
Yes.
So yesterday, just to get clarification on this, and I haven't talked to this guy in years.
Who?
I called my Uncle Michael.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Uncle Michael, it's Maury.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Glad to hear from you.
And good to hear from you, too, but I called you. Okay, so question on Ask Roz and Mocha that I thought that I needed to call you with because I needed your help with this. So Jen was asking, has Maury ever appeared on Speaker's Corner? And I vaguely remember you and I, because, I mean, you used to be the coolest uncle ever. I mean, you still are, but and we used to do so many things together. You had like cool cars and stuff. And then I do remember we went to Speaker's Corner.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, we went a few times and just prop you up on my knee, and we just went to town. We would get all silly, and it was definitely your element. So yeah, even when you were very young, just like a toddler, you would always make your way into my room. And you would crawl in bed. Your excuse was always like, you always fiddle with my bracelet. And you would talk about, little boys, little girls, asking me questions, stuff. We would get all silly. We would talk about the next time we would go to Speaker's Corner.
Tell me if I'm wrong. You used to be like a male dancer too, right?
I did, being someone who lost my parents very young, as you know, I had to make my way through school until I got into a career. And while I was doing that, I made extra money being a male dancer, yes.
That's awesome. Now, were you a male dancer when we went to Speaker's Corner?
No, not at that time.
Oh, okay. I just remember
Don't push it.
No, but I just remember the ladies used to love you.
Who said, what do you mean used to? Okay, you better slow your roll.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to sound this way, that way, but I'm not hurting. I just am choosing to be fussy.
There's a lot of information in that call.
We never got the answer as to whether or not Maury was, like, you were there, but we don't know if you said anything.
He says that we ended up on TV.
He says that you guys ended up on TV. Interesting. God, man, I don't know where that conversation was going at first. There was one part in there where I was thinking maybe
Uncle Michael's bracelets?
we were gonna jiggling your what? Crawling into bed, jiggling your what? How old was he when he was a stripper? I mean, we could have asked him this, but how old was he when he was a stripper? Like in his 20s kind of thing?
Yeah,
Young?
because when I was born, he was like 15.
Okay.
So he would have been like early 20s.
When you were born, he was 15. What's the age of him and your dad?
Oh, my dad, because when I guess my grandparents died, he was like super young. My dad had to raise him.
When did Speaker's Corner start?
90s.
No, man.
80s,
earlier
man.
than that. I
For
was
sure 80s.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Like I'm gonna say mid 80s. Because I remember being in like grade 11 and I was watching Speaker's Corner.
Wow.
And that was like 87?
Wow. Okay.
Something like that?
I mean, I don't remember that. I only remember it like when I was a kid, which would have been like 90s. So,
Yeah. So it makes sense because I was like, God, you said you were a toddler, and he used to bring you to that dirty thing all the time. And I was like,
So
and I was like, is he mistaken? You were like 9 sitting on his lap, like not a toddler?
Yeah.
Right. But no, I guess you could have been. You could because when were you born?
78.
78. Yeah, you would have been. You would have been young. You would have been a kid, little kid.
Jamie says here, the doctor says you have to do one exercise for 20 minutes a day, every day, or you'll die. Which one do you choose? And no, walking cannot be chosen. One exercise a day.
Okay, I'm not doing cardio.
At all?
No.
Okay.
Cardio sucks.
So you're just going to do straight lifting?
Yeah. You know what I would do? I would, can I get one of those benches? You know what I'd like? Here's what I could do for 20 minutes a day. No problem. I could kill 20 minutes doing this. I would get one of those benches where the back sometimes lifts up if you wanted to.
Yep.
Right? I would do one of those. And I would just grab like 2 dumbbells and I would just sort of cycle through a couple dumbbell exercises on that bench. And I'd be happy with that 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On
no
that
problem.
bench, you could do chest.
Yeah.
You could do so. Are you saying just in one position?
No,
or
I would shake it
you
up.
would mix it up. Okay. Yeah. So you could pretty much do everything.
Yeah.
You could use a bench to do everything. You can do legs. Right.
Yeah.
You could do chest press. You can do arm curls.
Yeah.
You can do shoulders.
I could do that cool move where you almost get up on like all fours on the bench, and then you put like one leg off to the side, and then you take the dumbbell in your hand and you put it down to the floor, and then you lift it up. You know what I mean? That move.
Oh yeah, for your delts.
Yeah. What's that called? I don't know if that's called.
Like
I don't know, but it's
like
sexy.
a lat pull.
Yeah, lat
right?
pull. Thank you. That's what that is.
When you're like this.
Yeah.
You bend over it, and then you pull it up like this.
Yeah.
And it gets right here.
Yeah.
I do all this at boot camp.
But I watch guys do it. They on all fours almost, right? Where I'm like, that's a very vulnerable position. And when you're on all fours in the gym, do you want the mirror in front of you or behind you?
In front.
In front of
So you can see what's going on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to let other people see what's going on.
And to also make sure, like, to see who else is looking at you.
Right.
This is why I'm always at the back of the room. I want no one looking at me.
No, you don't, huh?
No.
You work out in the back?
Yeah, no, I work out at the back. There's like usually people in front of me, so I'm just staring at their ass.
Right. Oh, but you're talking classes though.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I could never do a class.
No.
I thought I couldn't.
No.
I thought I couldn't, and I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Was obsessed before COVID.
Could not. Not for me.
I don't mind. At first, it's a
What
little
would
bit
you do?
intimidating.
What would you do? What would you do? What's your exercise?
I've
20
done-
minutes.
So for 20 minutes, I would want to get in cardio.
Hold on here.
And I would want to get in like a full body workout. Okay.
No. Sorry. We have to go back to this question.
Why?
Okay. It says, doctor says you have to do one exercise for 20 minutes a day, every day of your life.
Okay. But can it be a combo exercise?
What do you mean?
It's one move.
No, a circuit doesn't count.
No, it's not a circuit.
Okay.
Let
go
me
ahead.
finish. It's one move.
What is that move?
Right?
Yeah.
So you're standing and you have dumbbells, right?
Yeah.
And so first you start with an arm curl. Goes like, and this is all one fluid move, right?
Okay.
Arm curl.
Yeah.
Right into shoulder press.
Right.
Bring it back down, arm curl again.
Yeah.
You squat at the same time.
Yeah.
As you're squatting, you go down to the ground.
Yeah.
And the weights hit the ground.
Yeah.
You do a burpee.
Yeah.
Which is where you push your feet out.
Hell no.
You bring it back in.
Yeah.
You do a push up, then you stand up and you do it again.
Okay, I will agree with you that is one exercise
Yeah.
because that thing could have a name. I don't know what that name would be. Death.
It's one fluid move.
But yeah, no, I'm not doing burpees with dumbbells.
Burpees are
that's
the
insanity.
worst.
Yeah, I went to a gym one time, like when
Yeah.
I had a personal trainer. Believe it or not.
It shows.
Yeah, I had a personal trainer one time, and I went to the gym, and I got so pissed off because he was one of these guys that he's actually a brilliant trainer. I think he's Shawn Mendes' guy now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shawn Mendes' personal trainer was my personal trainer for a little while.
I could see the same thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. This guy's jacked, though, right?
Yeah.
This Australian dude. Heavy metal drummer, too, on the side.
Then that makes sense because I've seen pictures of this guy and he like looks exactly as you're describing.
Yeah. Okay. So I got pissed off because he was very much into a new philosophy of working out. And this is before CrossFit was popular, where people had even said the words CrossFit. And so I got a membership to Good Life. And I wanted the personal trainer and I wanted one-on-one time, right? Because I was going to really start taking things seriously. And this is back when I had that Good Life membership that I then paid $15,000 to never go to the gym again because I was too lazy to cancel it. And I went to the gym and I was like really excited because I like lifting, right? Like I like lifting things. I like things that are heavy and then you tell me to do something with it and I'll lift it over my head or I'll do whatever I want to do. But he was into this new way of doing things. So I would go to this gym and all this cool machines were everywhere. And it was like all people and people were being social. Like it was really, really cool. Like I liked the atmosphere of a gym. But he would say, okay, come with me. And he would walk me to the very end of the gym, right? And then I would just have to do lunges from one end of the gym to the other end of the gym.
I've done that before,
Right?
yeah.
But I'm not like I don't get no weights. I'm not on the machines.
You're just
I don't
using
have
your body
I'm
weight
just
at
using my
that
body
point,
weight.
yeah.
So everything that he designed for me was just all body weight stuff. And I hated it.
But maybe it was based on what you told him like the results you were looking for. Or he looked at your body type and figured like, here's how we're going to progress throughout our time together. Not just today, but like every single day. Like maybe we'll start with doing body weight stuff and then we'll work our way up to using actual weights.
No, because it was just his way of doing things, and you had to buy into his way of doing things. And I got so pissed off because
When
I'm
you
like, I
signed
didn't
up,
get to play
though,
with any of the things.
You should have done it. When I signed up at a gym, I said specifically when I signed the contract, no lunges.
Right.
I will not do lunges. And that was in our binding agreement.
Who says no lunges when they go to a gym? Who says that?
My answer, by the way, would be bicycles.
Bicycles? Like,
Not
like an
actual- when you're
exercycle?
on, no,
or
when you're
like
on your
a-
back and you're doing with your legs and you're doing the bicycle thing.
Oh,
For
that
20 minutes?
move for 20 minutes?
That's
That's a
easy.
long
Close your
time.
eyes, drift away, and just do bicycles.
Close your eyes on your back and pretend nothing's happening?
Yeah.
Isn't that the story of Matthew's biography?
Michael says here, hey, Roz and Mocha, OG question. Quote, if Roz is gay and single.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, new question though.
Yes.
If Maury happened to be a woman with all the same personality traits of Damn It Maury now, would Roz date female Damn It Maury?
First of all, I'm not answering this question. No, actually, I can't answer it. No, I wouldn't. But not because of anything like that. One, because I'm in a committed relationship and I love Catherine very
It
much.
says if Roz was gay and single.
I know, but okay, no. Like if I met a woman who just acted and sounded like you.
Like picture my mother.
Picture your mother.
We don't know what your
I
mother
don't know
looks
what your
like.
mother looks like.
You don't even know what your mother looks
She
like.
looks like me.
You with boobs?
Yeah, and
right?
longer hair.
No, thank you.
You mean bigger boobs than you have now?
Yeah.
You with more boobs?
Oh, and shorter.
Okay, no, no, I would not date somebody who had Maury's personality.
Hey, serious question. Do you know what your mom looks like? Because she left when you were how old?
She left when I was 2.
Yeah.
But I
And Matthew's friends with her on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to be.
Okay. Yeah.
But I met
But
up
your
with
dad
her.
and your dad doesn't know that Matthew's friends with her on Facebook?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
So, but I met up with her a few years ago when I was in Calgary. I saw her quickly at the airport.
Yeah.
And I've seen pictures and stuff.
So you know what she looks
Oh,
like.
yeah.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, yeah, because this is tough. Because I think that have we talked about this before? Have we not talked about?
Oh, I'm sure
I don't
we
want to say
have.
too much.
Yeah, do what you need to do.
Because your dad was the one that raised you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why we get all those fantastic stories of Maury and his dad going to singles parties where Maury would lie on the coats in the bedroom while his dad tried to get it on.
Or that one time when my dad was doing laundry when he was first alone with me and he thought that when you buy laundry detergent, that's for one load.
Right.
And he dumped the whole thing of Tide into the machine.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like Mr. Mom, like just like a giant comedy. So your relationship with your mom, like when's the last time? Have you ever even? But when was the last time you like had an actual like heart-to-heart conversation with your mom, or
Never.
have you not? You've never.
No, it's all small talk. Like when we met up or whatever. There was also my half sister was there and the kids and stuff. So we never actually just sat down and had a conversation.
Nothing.
No.
And she's never instigated it or initiated it?
No, not. I mean, there are times where she'll message on Facebook because she's heard the show and she'll say,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's really funny. I love what you do, like the things that you do with Matthew."
Right.
Blah, blah, but we've never had like a heart to heart. Now, I've had conversations about her or my childhood and stuff with, Susie, who helped raise me. So I've
Right.
heard about all kinds of things just through her.
Right. But nothing, and it hurts your dad to know that you would have any sort of relationship.
Which
with
doesn't
her,
make
right?
any sense to me because, you raised me. We had an amazing friendship, et cetera, et cetera. So what difference does it make? Like, I don't understand why
Because
that would
he's hurt, right? He got hurt. Now, what about she has kids though, right? So these would be your half brothers.
She has one daughter or whatever.
So your half sister.
Half sister,
Right.
and then there are kids through her.
Have you met your half sister?
Yes.
You have.
Yeah. Oh
And-
my gosh, she looks exactly like me.
Oh, God.
No, she doesn't. Are you serious?
Exactly.
Is she on
Which
Facebook?
is
Yeah.
weird because I think you look like your dad.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna ask
But-
what features from like based on the last time you saw your mom, what
Yeah.
features of your mother do you think that you have?
Huge boobs. Right?
I don't think I have any of my mom.
No.
Nothing. Nothing whatsoever.
Really?
I'd say I have like 80% Susie and the rest my dad.
Yeah. Features?
No,
What?
like personality.
Oh,
No, I'm talking
He's
features,
talking
bro.
features.
Like physical features?
yes.
Oh, the nose.
The nose. The nose is your mom.
Yeah.
But the nose is also your dad, though.
I know, but she also has a big nose.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'll bleep this. But what's her name?
Which one?
Your half sister. Man, I haven't been on Facebook in
Here it is.
one mutual friend.
Who?
Damn it, Matthew. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, she.
This one?
Oh no, with the big boobs?
Here,
No,
Just go to her profile. Let me.
she kind of looks like you. For real. She
Okay,
kinda
hold
lo-
on now.
She
Hold on.
kinda
Hold on.
looks like Morgan.
Shem, come here and look at this.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Shem, you want to see this? That's Maury's half sister. That's weird, right?
All Shem said was boobs.
Yeah, she does a little bit. That's interesting, man. And you don't even know this. Like, you don't really even know this person, huh?
No.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's wild. Yeah, it really does. Smile for me? Yeah. Oh my God, the smile is the exact same.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
All right, one last question here from Kat. What is a TV show or movie that you find yourself going back to all the time when there's nothing else to watch?
Oh, that is very easy.
Go for it.
Seinfeld.
All the time?
Friends.
Yeah. I always go back to The Office. Doesn't matter.
You
Like
do,
if,
huh?
yeah, if there's nothing else that like interests me at any point, and if I just like want to watch something just mindless whatever, I will always go to The Office.
Golden Girls is now on Amazon Prime, which is amazing.
I've never rewatched a show.
At all?
No. I mean, I have because Roxy wanted to watch it,
Yeah,
right?
but just, like, not on purpose.
I've never willingly put an episode of television on that I've already seen before.
Oh wow, you
No.
always go to something new.
Yeah, always something.
Same with movies?
Always, no, I'll rewatch a movie if I'm alone and there's nights where I'm not sleeping. Catherine's gone to bed. I'm up. So I put something on knowing I'm not going to finish it.
Sure.
Right? That kind of thing. So what was the last thing I did? I started watching Gangs in New York. I started watching Wolf of Wall Street, both Leonardo DiCaprio movies, weirdly enough. Remember that movie 21? With Kevin Spacey, and he was the university professor, and he taught these kids how to win at blackjack.
Oh yes, and then they went and they won, and then didn't he screw one of them out of money?
Something like that.
I remember
Yeah.
that
I fell
movie,
asleep
yeah.
before that part again.
Oh.
Yeah,
because
so
he hit it in the ceiling,
yes,
right? The
yeah.
kid?
I just rewatched.
Yeah.
I just rewatched that one the other day. I went back and did Meatballs not that long ago from the late 70s
Wow.
with whatchamacallit, Bill Murray. Hey, you know what I found out the other day?
What?
Let me tell you this. Depressing as all hell.
Great.
Okay. So I'm watching Groundhog Day with Roxy the other day. And I'm like, well, I wonder if. I just wonder. And then I went and checked, and I was like, yep, I'm older now than Bill Murray was when he did Groundhog Day.
Oh, my God.
And what? That just got you super
Yeah,
depressed?
super pissed.
Why though?
Because I think he looks old as hell in that movie.
Oh.
Right? Like Bill Murray has always looked 50 to me. Like I
True.
don't when Bill Murray was in his 20s, he still looked like a 50-year-old man.
True,
Like he always looked like either your dad or a friend's dad,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, Bill Murray was younger in Groundhog Day than I am now.
That got you mad.
Oh! I was so
Roxy, turn off the movie. We're not watching this again.
I was so pissed off. Yeah.
Hit us up on Instagram at Kiss925. That is where we post a picture that reads Ask Razamoka, and this is where we get your questions from.
Wait,
They're always
hold on
fun.
a second. Did you
What?
answer the question? Would you date female Maury?
Maury, that I would never. I would never. I could not. I no.
What if I paid you?
But
what?
No, like I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what if like I
What do you
paid
mean? Like
for
I'm
the
some
drinks?
sort of gigolo? Like, what is the matter with you?
All right, we got to go.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.